What?
And I'm going to give you one opportunity because we're friends.
Winner!
Who gives a shit about where the ball's been?
Yeah, F him. They went from loving this guy, best move ever, to hating him.
I think it's the most ridiculous thing in the world.
I love it because it tells you how the game was played.
There's nowhere for him to go. I think there's one place.
You can't do that in the national team. Do I look like I'm freaking kidding?
He does things that are absolutely insane.
Successful and sexy? No. It wasn't aggravating at times? Yes.
Sorry,
That's not very fair.
It's not about being fair.
Welcome to the greatest soccer show ever.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to the weekly recap from We Are Soccer. Oh my, are we going to have some fun tonight? Listen, I'm going to tell you how my day started out. I woke up this morning, leaned over, gave my beautiful wife a kiss, went downstairs, played to the beautiful kids that I got. Hey, we had some fun. I turned on the Villa match. Yeah, then that happened, and I actually got in my car to drive drive off an overpass. Missed it, just as Villa did the entire game. Yeah, not happy. It's funny how your sports teams can ruin your day, and they did. Thanks, Villa. We'll get to that and a lot more. We'll dig into that. We've got a lot to get into. VAR controversy reigns again. Can you believe it? Can you believe it? Actually, there's actually VAR controversy in La Liga as well. So, yeah, happy there. Harry Kane. He might just make it in the Bundesliga. He did it again. Man, that guy is on a tear. City put up 6 on Bournemouth, while Jeremy Doku showed everybody what he's about. We look forward to Spurs against Chelsea tomorrow. Liverpool leave it late and get a draw there. They had a big chance to go and move up, but they obviously did not. We've got some MLS news. We've got FIFA 2034 news. Who isn't looking forward to that? We have got news of a new player joining up with Messi. As you can see, lots to talk about here on the weekly recap from We Are Soccer. I do want to say a big thank you to Soccer World. Get all your soccer gear needs at soccerworld.net. Big thank you to Next Level Training. The boys, Aaron and the guys, big thank you to them as they're training my kids. And whoo, it ain't because of me. My kids are actually pretty good because of Aaron and Next Level Training. Big thank you to Dog and Pony Show Brewing. Love you guys. We will be out there November 26th for the 9 a.m. Spurs versus Villa game. Join us. Dog and Pony Show Brewing, Oak Park. Big thank you to the Michigan Jags. My kids all play for the Jags. Lovely club. All right, as you can see, it's not just me in the house, in the building today. I am joined by Danny, Nate, and Brooks. Hey, boys. Danny.
Hi, Craig.
Nate, how are you?
Hey. Did we change the name again?
No, it's the same name. Weekly recap.
For how long?
Like 3 months now.
Are you sure?
Yep.
I swear we changed it.
You just haven't been paying attention again.
So what now?
Exactly.
Hey, great sponsorship news. My daughter also is doing Next Level Training.
Yay!
Hey!
There
And
you
guess
go.
what? I was in Canton, and my hands were cold. You know what I did?
What'd you do?
Went to Soccer World, bought a pair of gloves.
Eee! Look at that.
My hands are warm.
Look at that. Yeah, now your hands are warm.
Yeah, now I'm going to shit on everything that you love.
Oh, you can do it, because you know what?
Yep.
They deserve it. We'll get to that in a couple of minutes.
Two spread butt cheeks just going to fly and poop right at you.
I don't know, because one of your teams didn't do so hot. They pulled an Aston Villa today as well.
Which one?
Yeah, the Stuttgart.
Yeah, they have a key injury, so suck it. What was your key injury, except for your coach?
And our center back and our center midfielder.
Brain damage doesn't count.
Okay. Well, we'll get to that.
My team's third. Your team dreams of being third.
We're 5th. Yeah.
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 Yeah, are you
All
third?
right.
Is third higher than 5, Danny?
I didn't realize we were jumping into soccer this early. I thought we were
I haven't
gonna.
even got to my introduction yet.
Yeah.
I used to do sick-ass introductions for everyone on the spot, made them up. It was really nice. It was catchy. Then I was told I couldn't do that anymore.
Now you can't just wait to get to the soccer stuff. So here we go. No, I'm just kidding. Danny, how are you?
I'm good, my friend.
Yeah?
Good, very good. Magical weekend this weekend. Wonderful, wonderful weekend. Living out my dream of being 007 for the weekend.
Oh, lucky you.
Miss Moneypenny was present.
Oh.
So I
I
suppose.
have no idea what you're talking about.
So I suppose you could say that my weekend was a magic 10.
Oh.
Weekend.
Magic 10.
Yes.
You know the weekend is Saturday through Sunday, right?
Well, you could say that the middle.
There is not. You could say the weekend is Saturday and Sunday, which is the
Well, what I would class as the
end
weekend
of the
is
week.
whatever I fucking want it to be, Nate.
Is the weekend Monday then, Danny? Is it the
Possibly.
weekend? You can't change the days of the week, Danny. You're not that sexy. Actually, he is. He can. With one fierce blue-eyed gaze, Danny has made the weekend Wednesday and Thursday.
Oh, congratulations, everybody.
Happy weekend, Wednesday and Thursday in the middle of the week.
Actually, Wednesday was really good. Thursday was fantastic. Friday was really, really good too. Saturday was okay.
I remember my first beer too, Danny. Hey!
All right,
Is there anyone else in the room, Craig?
we do. We have our
I used to do a kick-ass intro that introed everyone.
we have a Stato Gato Mr. Arbato Brooks here. Brooks, how are you?
Good.
Welcome
Hey,
back.
hey, look, I have my skin back from last week.
Yeah, it's good to see you with your skin and muscles again.
All right.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Good Lord.
Yeah.
Nice hat, by the way.
Thank you.
How was your weekend, my friend?
Very long. Well, no, this weekend fine. Like, well, I had stuff to do, but the whole entire week was a long week for me.
Yeah, same here.
Yes.
Was it a long week or a long weekend? And have you redefined what a weekend is?
No, Monday
Oh,
through Friday is the
goddamn
week.
Did you have a 007 moment with Miss Moneypenny too?
I have no idea what the.
No,
What's a double?
I did not.
Did you shoot somebody? Did you assassinate someone via secret spy?
Nate has clearly
Not that
never
I know
seen
of.
any James Bond movies.
Not that I know of. I mean,
have.
I think
Oh, all
You
right.
seriously don't know who Miss Moneypenny is?
I do.
Yeah. Depending on the series, she either does something or does nothing.
By the way, I've watched the Mission Impossible
Oh, she
movies.
did
I haven't been really crazy about those
You
movies.
shut your goddamn mouth.
I think Jason Bourne
You-
and James Bond are a lot better than Ethan Hawke or whatever his name is.
Ethan
Hunt, whatever. Ethan
Mission
Hunt.
Impossible is a goddamn national treasure.
So like
And
the
Tom Cruise is a goddamn national hero. He's actually jumping out of planes.
And ladies and gentlemen, if you
Yes.
haven't realized yet, we actually are a soccer show. We've just jumped into a whole new
Yeah.
realm of
I
movie
got yelled at
references.
for jumping into the soccer,
Hold on.
and then I get yelled.
To be fair, so 1 and 2 I didn't like, but 3 and 4 were better for me. So that's just for Mission Impossible. But yeah,
All right. Well, thanks for the movie reviews, I think.
Yep.
I don't even know what movies we're talking about there. All right, let's jump in. You know what? I'm gonna take it. I'm gonna say we're gonna start out Aston Villa versus Nottingham Forest. I put in a text yesterday to this group and to another group. I said I'm gonna do the jinx. I'm gonna do it because you know what? If Villa win tomorrow, they're gonna go third. And guess what? Yeah, I jinxed it. They absolutely shit the bed today. They came out, played at City Ground. That's Nottingham Forest Stadium, by the way. They played, and they were terrible. Absolutely terrible. I think Unai Emery got the tactics wrong. I think he put the wrong lineup in there. It was, from the start, absolutely horrible. Tielemans needed to start. I thought Carlos needed to start in the back. I thought Bailey should have started instead of Zaniolo. Listen, not good in any way whatsoever. They had a chance today to really say, you know what? We're here. We're really going to make a mark this season. No, they didn't. They didn't even show up. Even in the waning minutes of that game, you know what they did? They continued to play ticky-tack soccer. Pass the ball short, pass the ball short, pass the ball short. You need to make a difference and change it up. They did not play the ball long. They did not try to play it into the box from any distance. It was poor, absolutely poor. I also, in another thread that no one here knows about, said that Onana yesterday made a terrible save because what did he do? He pushed the ball back in towards the middle of the goal. What did Martinez do today? Made a save and pushed the ball into his own net. Now, yeah, trust me, I'd still rather have Martinez in goal, but it was a horrendous mistake to make. The Villa did not look good. That was poor. Whether they had their eyes on the upcoming AZ Alkmaar visit to Villa Park, whether they thought they were just going to turn up and become what they've already done, be the joint top-scoring team in the league without putting any effort in, I'm not sure. I actually think Steve Cooper's side did something that no team has done against Villa this year. They sat back. They played a line that was so far back into their own zone. It was bizarre. Louise, Kamara, and McGinn could not get on the ball. I don't actually think Watkins was playing today. Didn't really see him on the field. And Moussa Diaby couldn't find space in any part of the field to save his life. So, you know what? We get 0 points out of it, and we remain where we are. Liverpool, they got a little bit lucky at the end, but they tried something different. They started floating the ball in and seeing what they could do. You know what? Before we get to that, though, I'll let the boys have some fun.
Oh, the shithousery that is about to take place in about 3 seconds, and I'm going to introduce my partner in crime, Nathan Janulis.
Unrelated, I taught my daughter the word shithousey. Hey, so Craig, I mean, honestly, is this panic now? Should we fire the manager? I mean, he hasn't been able to beat a top-end team, and then he gets his ass kicked.
Fire him. Go for it. Yep. You want him?
Well, no, we got a perfectly fine manager who's fumble-assing his way through things. So, and
no, I don't. Yeah, your opinion. If you wanted to fire him, write a letter to the club. I don't care.
I'm asking your opinion.
No, I don't care.
You don't care.
I like him. He just messed up today. Horribly.
So when your guy messes up one game, it's I don't care. He just
one game.
One game.
One game.
One game.
One game.
One game.
Not consistently in a row.
Okay,
He's
so
messed
you haven't beat a top 5 team this year.
Yeah, you're right. We haven't beat a team. No, we did beat a team.
So sitting at 5, actually, I'd say it's pretty much false what you're sitting at because.
Oh yeah, we should definitely be 15th, right? That's where we should be.
No, you probably should be middle of the table though. If we want
Why aren't we?
Well, because you played all the lower end team at the tables. So.
Ooh, I'm sorry about that scheduling. We did that on purpose. Not our fault. We can only play who's put in front of you.
I'm just asking legit. Why are you so combative? It's a legit question. You haven't beaten a top 5 team,
and I agreed with you. Week in, week out, I've agreed with you.
You tied against Wolves, and you get ass kicked by Nottingham Forest. What is you keep saying your end goal is to finish in Europa. I don't see you guys finishing Europa based on your performances.
Okay.
Because the only good teams you beat are on the bottom half that below 10. Right?
Agreed. Yep.
Agreed.
Okay, good opinion.
Okay.
I don't know how to argue against that because, one, we, as I said last week and the week before, we have not beat a top-end team, a Liverpool, a Newcastle, a City, an Arsenal. We have not. No. We've beaten up on the opposition that's put in front of us who happen to be lower-end teams. You're right. Not in any way.
Well, I mean,
we lost to a very poor Polish team as well.
We also lost to Everton.
No, we didn't. Oh, I'm sorry. That was in the Moose Cup. Which
don't tell me you don't care about that after not winning a trophy in
I will say
lifetime.
I will say it again. Oh, we've won a trophy in my lifetime, my friends.
You're older
European
than me.
Cup. The European Cup.
When? What year?
In my lifetime.
Not my lifetime.
Yeah, but in my lifetime we have. You said my lifetime.
I said my lifetime.
I don't care about your lifetime in Aston Villa.
How dare you?
Yeah.
I meant my lifetime.
We lost in the Moose Cup to Everton, absolutely. Then we trounced them in the league.
Would it not be advantageous to say that the league is quite difficult?
Oh, the hardest league in the world.
You know, wouldn't it be advantageous to say that, there are some good teams, and even the top teams struggle against them?
Like Luton?
And like Luton, like Liverpool went to, Luton this weekend and struggled. City went to Sheffield United and struggled. Tottenham played Sheffield United at home and struggled. There are games in this league that are quite difficult. So wouldn't that suggest that, that maybe managers don't get it right all the time?
Are you saying and suggesting that maybe you shouldn't be so bipolarly manic that every time you lose a game, you're the worst team in the world, and every time you win a game, that you're not the best team in the world?
Hold on one second. Hey, Luke Zagorski, 1994, my friend.
Oh, all right.
Continue.
What?
Answering a question from one of our lovely viewers.
Would you like to fulfill the rest of that?
He said, has Villa ever won a league cup?
1994.
League, like the Moose Cup, the Caribou Cup, or have they ever won the league? Have they won the league or the league cup? That's the difference. We have 1981. We won the league. We won the was that the time the Coca-Cola Cup? Luke was asking. 1994. We beat Man United.
Wait, you
3-1.
Oh, Coca-Cola was the sponsor of that?
It was. It used to be the Coca-Cola.
You were born. You were born in 81.
80.
Oh, so in your lifetime, you've won a league title.
In his lifetime.
That was the question. That was the question. Was it not?
So you were literally supporting Villa when you were itching to daddy's pants.
I was born in 1980. In 1981, when I was a year and a half old, we won it. And I do have,
His first words were Villa.
I think they might have been, because I do have pictures of myself as a wee child wearing Villa gear. Yeah, I mean, hey, it is what it is. The question was asked, has it been done in my lifetime? Yes, it has.
Oh my
All right. So, non-passive aggressive Craig there, Hearn. Are you worried right now, or are you fine?
I'm good. Yeah, no, I'm good. We play AK. We play AK.
Alka-Seltzer Plus.
Alka-Seltzer Plus.
Alcazar.
We play. Yes, we play them on Thursday, and I have no doubt we'll come out and we'll be fine. We have Fulham next week. I think we'll be fine. Listen, I think he got the tactics wrong. I think he needs to change some players up.
Craig, your
he
kid
hasn't
just
been
broke-
rotating them.
Kid just broke a window. I'm good. No, the window's broken. Needs to be. I'm
Now-
fine.
Now,
Everything's fine.
if
This is
you-
my I'm fine voice.
If you ask me in 3 weeks if we've lost 4 games in a row or if we've played poorly and people are dropping due to injuries or other whatevers, yeah, I'm worried. 4 weeks without a solid performance, without any stability, players getting injured, I'd be worried. The last 5 weeks, I've been very happy with our performances. We've won 12 games in a row at home. We've made it tough to come in the league and beat us. I'm all right. I'm just disappointed in the performance today and the tactics which we went out with. I thought Steve Cooper did a magical job against Aston Villa today for Nottingham Forest. And that is why they will stay up, just like they did last year, by beating teams that come to their ground and they grind it out. I don't think they had more than 3 shots on goal today. They did a great job. So yeah, Brooks, you got your hand up, even though you're on the screen. Everybody can see you. Go ahead. What's up?
Yeah, so Ryan or Orkstrom says, hey, I'm done betting your shitty strikers to score, that's for sure. So
All right.
that's Ollie Watkins, I guess he's referring to.
I would assume he's
I would take
referring
Ollie
to Ollie
Watkins on
Watkins.
our team.
And Man United.
Still, Ryan, I'd still take Ollie Watkins at Man United.
Yep. And then Mr. Don Hobley, I'm 55, but England won the World Cup 2 years before I was born. So, that just kind of goes back
Well,
to your Villa
that's
stuff, right?
before you were born.
Yeah.
Before you were born. So they haven't won the World Cup in your lifetime.
Yeah.
But if you were born 2 years or 3 years earlier, they would have won in your lifetime.
Yeah.
I mean,
And then little fun fact
Does
from
everyone understand what a lifetime is at this
it's the date of when you were born forward, right? I mean, that's what
Yeah,
we're talking about.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And then he comes in with another fact, Don. By the way, since '92, Luton have spent a total of £32 million on transfers.
Good Lord.
I know, right?
Good Lord.
Yeah.
I mean,
Mr. Don just doing my job for me. Thank you, Don.
that's an incredible number. How have they only spent that much?
Are you wearing a lacrosse sweatshirt?
Again.
Is this really relevant?
Well, it is when you do it every bloody show, yeah.
Hey.
I mean, you
Can
get
we move on to that Man United segment so I can just fucking go at him?
Why we won?
why we won, mate.
Yeah.
And I've got statistical shit.
And they
to back-
played really well, too.
I've got more stato shit in this computer that you could
I
back
mean-
up in 10 minutes, buddy. So let's bring the Man United segment on so I can shit all over that shirt.
Are you done with your Villa and hurting his feelings?
And
Are your
on
feelings hurt?
to Danny.
Okay.
No, because we played poorly and they deserve it.
Fair enough.
Yeah, we got what we deserved. 0 points.
Okay.
All right, but
Good,
before...
good luck with your Alka-Seltzer later. This
Yeah, AZ
Alcazar.
Alkmaar,
Wasn't
yeah.
it Victor's birthday today?
Yesterday.
Yesterday?
Hi, Victor. Happy
Hi,
birthday.
Victor.
Belated
Happy
birthday.
belated birthday, mate.
Yeah, Victor, happy birthday.
Yes.
I may be older than you, but I'm better looking. We in the same class, so we know each other. Listen,
But you're not 007, Craig.
definitely not 007. Before we get to the Man United game, we're going to talk about that Arsenal-Newcastle game today.
Yeah.
Listen, wait, was that yesterday or today? I'm getting all the games mixed up now.
That was
Yesterday.
Yesterday.
And I thought it was a very uncontroversial game with no issues whatsoever. I'm sure all of us agree, so we can move on from that one.
Are you done with your verbal diarrhea?
Yep.
Yeah, because it was
Let me wipe.
it was a shit game. Number one,
It was.
really poor game.
It was.
Yeah, but at least Kai Havertz wasn't playing forward.
It was a really poor game. It was a really really poor game.
Well, now hold on. Before you just say that, I think it was I think it was both teams high intensity, just putting too much effort in. There was a lot of.
There was no quality in the game.
Oh, that's because each team was freaking flying into tackles and being stupid. Not a single one of them had the know-all
Are we all
wherewithal
in
to bring
agreement?
the ball back.
Are we all in agreement? Havertz should have been sent off.
100%. 100%.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, you sent a photo of that. Yes, that was really high. Honestly, that was studs in like mid. Like we talk like mid leg. Yeah.
Doesn't matter what angle you look at it. He's flown in at him
Yeah.
at speed,
Yep.
and both of his legs are off the ground. He's straight red.
He's lucky. He's lucky his weight wasn't on that leg, all of it, because
Right.
that would have snapped in half in a second.
Probably.
Straight red. Absolutely. How that was missed by one, the referee, and two by VAR. What the F?
Well, hold on 1 second. I can beat that. Bruno Guimaraes,
The elbow?
the elbow should have been a straight red.
Absolutely.
Really? Maybe in your soft league.
Did you see Steven Taylor got relegated to the doing championship games because of how bad he's been sucking?
Did you hear that crap?
Bundesliga, we elbow each other left and right just for funsies.
It's like MLS.
The only thing I could think of was, you know who was in the VAR booth? Alan Shearer. He used to throw elbows for fun.
Yeah. Well, Alan Shearer made a bit of a controversial tweet.
Did he? I missed
Twitter,
that. What
yeah,
did he
he
say?
said
He's like,
something
oh,
like-
it's fine.
Brilliant,
gonna say
brilliant
Howard
Bruno,
Webb.
Brilliant Bruno. Like, come on, mate. He's almost took his eyeballs out.
I mean, okay, so there should have been a red card for both sides, right? Bruno should have walked for Newcastle, and Kai Havertz, who, Nate, you're right, was playing as a 10,
Yeah.
should have walked for Arsenal. Now,
And did you see the chair shot?
two?
Oh, wait,
what?
that was WWE. Sorry,
Yeah.
the chair shot.
So
Two different controversial that the VAR missed, right? Absolutely horrendous.
And then there's more.
And then the goal happens. Danny, you know what? I want your opinion. I don't know if we can say that the ball clearly went out, right? Because we don't have the overhead view.
You know what's crazy? Like, nobody has Zoom. They're all, like, on the TV. They're like, so, what do you guys think? You know, like, you see this over here?
So they're FaceTiming?
Yeah, it's like, way over here. And you're like,
it's
how about you
bad.
pixelate? Just pixelate. I've seen it on the movies. Tom Cruise did it in that movie where he was like, pixelate.
I don't know what we're talking about.
it's bad.
Zoom.
Yeah.
It's bad because I was listening to Jamie Carragher today, right? And he was talking about VAR, and he was talking about that specific instance. And Brooks will remember this because it happened in the Man United Brighton game, if you remember. Rashford's done the defender on the touchline, crossed it, and Højlund scored from it, and they pulled
Right,
it back
pulled it
and said
back
the
'cause it
ball
was
was over
outside.
the line, right? So, but the angle in the Newcastle game wasn't definitive enough to be able to suggest that VAR was going to overturn it, right? So, the whole sequence of events of those three checks on that on the Newcastle goal were an absolute comedy of errors
Absolutely.
from VAR. Absolute comedy, right? Because it was inconclusive, the ball being over the line. So you basically have to say if the linesman's missed it,
You have to say,
VAR's can't picked it
play
up.
on.
Play on, right?
Yep.
So he's played on.
Yep.
He's whipped the ball into the box,
Yep.
right? Joe Linton's got two extended arms on the back of his back, and I actually don't think it was a foul.
get out of here.
No,
really?
I don't think it was a foul. I think it was what was it, Gabriel, right? Gabriel.
Yeah.
Stand up and head the ball away.
I
you
think he's
absolute
trying to.
pleb.
I think he's trying to flick the ball away, right? He's not trying to head it that way. He's trying to flick it.
Okay,
God knows
so-
why he's trying to head it
So
back.
I've been a defender in the box when you stay on your feet, stand your ground, head the ball away, and don't be such a wussy.
Was there not a shove in the back?
No,
though?
not enough. Not enough for me. You know,
Oof.
not enough for me.
Okay,
And then the third
all right.
one, the offside, it's subjective. It's just
The offside, I thought, was a pretty quick check because the ball comes back, doesn't it? And if it comes back, it doesn't matter. So, or it was even. Either way, I thought the last one.
I mean, the offside check was just rubbish, right? It was just
it took, I think, like close to
7 minutes, right? For 7 minutes, right? So Carragher was talking about today, like, with all this technology that we've got with VAR, then yes, okay. So why can't we have cameras over the touchline, over the byline, to make these checks pretty quickly, so it is conclusive, right? If we're spending all this money on VAR, but it was an absolute comedy of errors. What happened after the game with Mikel Arteta and completely ripping it and showing emotion, I actually didn't mind it because I thought it was good TV.
Yeah.
I don't agree with it, but I think it was good TV.
I don't disagree with it. He's standing up for his team. He's standing up for the horrendous amount of errors that happened. There were, in my opinion, 4 errors that happened in that game that VAR got just horribly wrong.
100%, but we're not going to change anything. I mean,
No.
a couple of weeks ago, Liverpool did the same thing, right? They sent something into the PGMOL, the match officials limited, and they sent something in, and it's not going to change anything. You know, so why not do it in private? Why do it publicly?
Because I think he does that because he wants to get the attention of everybody and say there's something wrong here, because clearly there is something wrong with this whole sequence and the whole VAR. Nate, it looks like you were going to say something.
Yeah. So I was listening to, some German stuff, and they made a great point, and they said their opinion was we got to get refs back to reffing, because video assistant replay, right? VAR, that's their review, replay. Video assisted, not doing the work for you, and that's part of the problem. These guys don't want to make calls. They're waiting for these guys 3 cities away to do it for them. They're doing it in a rush and panic in order to achieve perfection when reffing perfection was never a thing. And I think it's caused way more errors because these guys are sitting there waiting and relying on others to do their job, and they need to go back to doing their job. And if they want to go take a look, then go take a look. And if they don't see the need to do it, I think it's fair to say, I didn't see the need to do it.
Clear and obvious.
My angle is it, but it's not even clear and obvious. It's just now everything, and they just let everything go.
But that's what I mean. It's just clear and obvious. It's not everything like the NFL. Like if it's clear and obvious error, you review it.
See, in my mind,
I disagree with that. What I'm saying is, if I'm a ref and there's legit something I couldn't see, then I'll go look.
Sure.
If I saw it, I don't need to see it again or have someone tell me something again.
Right.
So in my mind, those 3 checks, right? So that if the on-field, the 2 reviews on field that were really, really pivotal in terms of the referee deciding whether they were an issue or not was the push in the back of Gabriel from Joe Linton and the offside. Mm-hmm. And if the referee can deal with that, right, and he's getting in his ear going, hey, there was an incident, in the corner there, with the young lad, just before the ball went out of bounds. Do you want us to check it? Well, I didn't see it on field. Check it for me. If that check comes back and he says inconclusive, then the goal stands because the 2 checks on the field should already have been done. They don't need VAR for that.
Right, because you've got a linesman and a referee who are looking at that where the ball is.
Right. So, I mean, the referee was 10 yards away from the Joe Linton push on Gabriel, and the referee was in line to make the offside call. So if both of those checks are completed on the field by the official, then there's no need to review them. Just review what happened in the corner. And if VAR can't conclude it, then it's a goal.
You know what? You're 100% right. And Nate, you are 100% right as well. Because if you think about it, what just happened with the referee, he said, I'm just here to blow the whistle to start the game and to end the game. Everything else, I'm going to let VAR do the job. Because you know what? I can't tell if the ball went out of bounds. I'll let VAR tell me if it went out. Oh, I can't tell if that was a push on Joel Linton. I'll let VAR tell me. Oh, we can't tell if that was offside. We'll let VAR do the job. And VAR, I'm sorry, but it's just another referee and with a camera, but I think they got them wrong. And you're right. You guys are right. Something has got to change because this is getting out of hand. Every freaking week we have games that are affected by this. Wolves, 2 weeks in a row, they've had controversies in their games. It's getting out of hand. As Nate said, we got to let referees get back to refereeing. And then if there was something happens behind their back that they missed, that the assistant referee missed, then, hey, I didn't see. Why is that guy laying on the ground bleeding? What happened, VAR? Tell me, right? There's not, hey, I didn't think that was a foul, but you guys go ahead and check it and tell me if I was wrong. That's not how this works. It's getting past a joke. This is the best league in the world. It is the most successful league in the world. It is the league that brings in and spends the most money. How come they can't get it right? Piss freaking poor.
I don't understand what they're doing at Stockley Park. I really don't. I mean, I just don't understand what they're doing.
They must be having beers.
Do they have openings for this?
Yeah.
No, they're either drinking or nobody wants to make a decision because what's happening, right? And this is Anthony Taylor just got it this weekend. He got demoted to the championship. If you
correct,
Anthony
who's been a Premiership referee for 12 years now.
So he got demoted, right? And I think these referees are afraid of making mistakes and afraid of standing up for what they feel is right in the case that it's wrong, because the VAR is checking every move, and it shouldn't be that way. It should be an official turn around and say in his ear, "Hey, can you check that for me? I made an on-field decision. I feel comfortable with it, but I want to be 100% certain. Otherwise, we don't need the check."
Yeah, we don't need it. You're right.
No, we don't need to check. You've got to be comfortable in making your decision. If the linesman is absolutely clear that a goal has been scored and it wasn't offside, off you go. Back to the center circle, let's kick off. If the linesman's unsure, hey, Anthony, that needs a check. They go upstairs, they check it, we're off and running in 60 seconds. But it's sucking the life out of the game. It's sucking the life out of the game. I mean, poor Anthony Gordon, right? Scores that goal in a massive game, goes to celebrate, and has to wait 7 minutes before he has to celebrate again. It's bullshit.
Well, it was what was the game? What was the game the other day? Who was it? What was that game? I forget what it. Oh, it was the Barca. Actually, the same thing happened in the Liga. Barcelona scored a goal in the 94th minute to win 1-0, and everybody in the stadium thought they was offside, so there was no celebrating. So they waited for about 3.5 minutes. And it came back that the guy was onside, and then they went and celebrated. And everybody's like, well, hey, that happened like 5 minutes ago. So the same thing.
The game, I'm going to say this until I'm blue in the face. I mean, and I know it impacted England at the World Cup World Cup against Germany with the Frank Lampard shot. I mean, it impacted many other countries as well. I'm just going to say that the game was controversial enough without VAR, but the game was pure.
Yep.
Absolutely pure. You could celebrate and celebrate and celebrate and celebrate, and it was great. Fans went absolutely nuts. Now, honestly,
maybe we need less cameras in the game. Maybe we just need the cameras on the plays as they happen and less cameras on focusing and zooming in on if the ball is out of bounds by a millimeter or if there was a shove and we got to look at it 10 times. Maybe we need less cameras in the game. Less is more. Right? Make it pure again. Make it just 3 to 4 cameras, but on the players and on the play, and not on what's going on.
I mean, quite possibly, yeah. I think they were talking about what, obviously continuing the goal line technology, but they were. You're gonna have a camera in every corner flag. You have a camera in the bloody tunnel in the dressing room next.
Yeah, actually, they're taking on from the NFL. The NFL has cameras in the pylons now to see if things were touched, and I think that's just for TV.
That little nice overhead little thingy that swoops in and out.
Yeah. The problem is they can't do that in soccer, can they?
Any chance that the NFL can take the camera off bloody Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce for a second?
Yeah,
No.
seriously.
Yeah, I mean,
they actually have a special camera for
They
it.
do, right? Yeah, it's
Taylor-
called Lover's Triangle.
No, it's the Taylor Swift and Chelsea, whatever.
Kelsey.
Kelsey.
Okay. And onwards. All right, boys.
Very specific.
You know what? Before we get to your game,
game.
let's talk about the other game that happened today, Luton versus Liverpool, as we've mentioned it. Luton go up 1-0. This was played at Kenilworth Stadium, Luton Town, 12,500 people. There was some awesome images, video of the Luton manager and the Liverpool manager, Jurgen Klopp, talking before the game in a very tight corridor, and that's the main corridor they come out of for the walkouts. Klopp was not very happy. His team tried, and oh my, were they wasteful. Darwin Núñez, I think, has missed the season there. Was a 2 or 3 yard line, and he blazed it over the bar. My word, son, that's got to be in the back of the net. But in the end, Luis Diaz, who, and we'll talk about it in a minute, came through and popped up in the 95th minute, 96th, 94th minute, I believe it was, and equalized 1-1 for Liverpool as they walk away with 1 point. Well, listen, Liverpool had a chance to really put some distance between themselves and the bottom teams as well, but they didn't. They remain where they're at. Liverpool pulled it out, unlike Aston Villa did. Didn't do. The funny thing was, so after Luis, just not funny, but if everybody knows, Luis Diaz's parents, he's Colombian, his parents live in Colombia. They were abducted this past week, about a week and a half ago now, actually. And the mother was rescued pretty quickly. The father is still missing. He scored the goal today, Luis Diaz did, and then he pulled his shirt up to display a message. Now, you're supposed to be fined for that. You're supposed to be fined a good sum of money for displaying messages on your shirt nowadays. And I think it was something about returning his father. He was pleading to the people who've kidnapped his father. I really hope the Premiership and the Football Association do not fine him in any way. I really hope so. But boys, Liverpool didn't exactly get the job done, but they scraped out a draw, which is what they needed to do.
Difficult place to go to.
Absolutely.
A really tough place to go to. I mean, I think, getting out of the Championship is tough, and I know they've had the first 10, 11 games of the season, Luton have not been great, but it's a really tough place to go.
Yeah.
And Liverpool are one of those teams, right, at the minute where they're absolutely scintillating at home. Absolutely scintillating at home, and most of the time they're great away. They're putting some really good performances, but they're always going to have that performance in them when they don't play well, but again, they showed a lot of character actually to come back and tie that game today, because we all thought they were going home with 0 points.
Yeah. I personally think there's only one team this year that's going to rival Man City at the top of the table, and I think it's Liverpool. I think today was just a little bit of a blip. I think it was just going to a tough place, going to somewhere different, and it was just not a great performance, but in the end, they managed to get a point, as you heard Danny say. But Danny, I think that's the only team that's going to rival City at the top of the table this year. I think everybody else is going to fall away.
Not Tottenham?
I think they fall away. I don't think they have a strong enough squad.
So Ryan B.
Who hasn't
Ockstrom
lost?
has put a comment in here going, I hope they fine him. Rules are rules. You can't look the other way because of the cause. Sorry, Craig, disagree.
Ooh, interesting. Boys agree on that? Disagree? Fine Luis Diaz, who raised up a shirt that said, please, I think it was something along, I forget, I read it earlier, release my father from being held captive against his will. And it wasn't a display of like an advertisement. It wasn't a display of anything else.
He wasn't like mocking anyone or whatever.
No. Yeah, it was, pleading to have his father released.
I think
Doesn't need to
I
find.
I know rules are rules.
Yeah,
I get it.
I don't think there really
Get it.
needs to be one.
technically he didn't take off his shirt.
He didn't
Correct.
take off.
He
his
raised
shirt,
his
lifted it
jersey.
up.
Raised his shirt. It's
But I
been done a million times in the Premier League before.
I believe they
Christian Pulisic,
started
man in the mirror.
recently saying you can't do that to display a message. I believe. I need to look that up. Brooks, we may have to look that up, Mr. Stato Arigato, Mr. Rabato.
About messages on shirts.
Yeah, and in the 23-24 season here.
I see what he's
I mean,
saying,
d-
though.
d- I mean, d-
because it could get very,
it could.
get
How about
very
this?
political and out of hand real quick.
I don't think Diaz really gives a shit whether he gets fined or not.
Oh, yeah, no.
No.
So
How about this? How about we fine him, but the FA agree to give the money to a charity or to give the money to, anti-kidnapping, blah, blah, blah.
getting his dad back?
The FA?
Yeah, help getting his dad
Getting
back?
his dad back. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, find me. Send the money to
Yeah,
there and help me
yeah.
get my dad back.
I think that way you're following the rules, but the FA at least go, we understand. And hopefully you understand as well. I don't know. Yeah. We'll go with it. All right, onwards. Let's jump into that. Fulham. It was the first game Saturday morning. I think it was a 7:30 kickoff. Fulham, Man United. Man United going down to Craven Cottage in London. I gotta be honest, boys. There was one game this weekend that was worse than the Fulham Man United game, and it was the Villa Forest game. I was just. The lack of quality in both of those games got to me. I will let you have at it with the Fulham Man United game. Boys, it's your team.
I'm going to yield to the Grandmaster Sexy off to my left, the silver spoon of words when it comes to the United.
the newly appointed 007. Yes. Okay. I'm gonna go.
It's still not getting it. You're a spy? You have a gambling problem like you did in Casino Royale? I don't understand.
Disappointing game. Really disappointing game. Grit, determination, captain's performance won it for me. At this point, after the week we've just had, I'll take the 3 points. I could sit here for 10 minutes and go into why I believe what's going on in the media and all that sort of stuff. But at the end of the day, I'm just going to say this. Get off the bandwagon. Get off the sack the manager quickly and get behind the manager because he's the fastest manager to reach 50 points in 78 games. He had him playing great football last year, good attacking football last year. Obviously, something's amiss this year. We all know that. There's multiple reasons for it. Least of all, the multiple injuries that we've had. And you can't get some form of consistency in playing style. And we all know this as a coach. We've all been there. You can't get consistency in a playing style when you've not got your top players in there that you have bought to bring in. I will agree with Craig, and it's the only time we're going to agree with Man United. I want Anthony gone. I think he's a useless piece of space. I think Pellistri did more in his cameo appearance in 10 minutes that he came on as a sub than Anthony's done in months. I think he's a showman. He doesn't belong in a Man United shirt one bit. I put up with Ronaldo for 2 years because he was special. You could see it. And he was very, very similar in that aspect where he was a lot of dancing around the ball and all that sort of stuff. And his end product was crap in his first couple of years at United, Ronaldo. But Ronaldo matured into, obviously, what he is now is probably arguably the greatest player of all time.
You could see the potential in
Yeah,
Ronaldo.
you could.
Yeah.
And Anthony looks like he's putting on a Man United shirt and picking up 250 grand a week and going home. That's.
I like when he
that's it.
spins around.
Yeah.
It's kind of cool.
Yeah, I like when you spin around in your chair, but I don't want to see it.
You
know what I'm
spin
saying?
me
So,
right round.
let's just get rid of him quickly. But you know, what sacking the manager going to do? It's not going to do anything. It's going to be the same rinse and repeat nonsense that's been going on there for 18 months. You know, he'll bring in a new manager. They'll get a new manager bump. You know, and then some of these players, when they don't like the new manager throwing in a little bit of discipline, they'll throw a manager under the bus. You know,
That's what all players do, right?
yeah, I mean, it's the same thing. So the club needs to stand strong in this instance. Stick by the manager. You know, let him get rid of the players that he doesn't want, and move on. You know, because okay, you know, last statistic that I'm going to throw at you is this: last season, right at this same stage, last season, played 11, won 5, drawn 3, lost 3, points 18. This season, played 11, won 6, drawn none, lost 5, points 18. Guy finished 3rd and 2 finals last year. Grow the fuck up. Let's move on.
Do you see the same ending this year as what happened last year?
I don't know. I will wait for the players to come back. I will see how things go. All of this points to something that I don't want to talk about because we spend too much time talking about it, so let's just move on. But it's not sick of people turning around and blaming the manager. There's players got a lot to do with it. And I was talking to you on the phone about this earlier on this week, and I used a great analogy, right? We can't all, like, when the children are misbehaving, right? When the children are misbehaving, we have to look to the parents, not their aunt and uncle, not the babysitter. And Ten Hag being the babysitter in this instance, we have to look at the parents. And the parents are who? When the children are misbehaving, the parents are who in that club?
It's the coaches, the manager.
No. That's the babysitter. Who's the parents of the club?
Oh, all right. You're going to... Oh,
The Glazier family, right?
Sure.
Technical director.
The owners.
Oh, we don't have one.
The owners.
Right?
You don't. Yeah.
You know, we have an idiot in a suit that
The owners, yes.
sits there eating a beef burger, during the games, and doesn't do anything.
Yeah.
So I'm sick of this. Get rid of the manager. Let's stand by the manager and see what happens.
Yep. All right. Nate?
We had a big conversation about this.
Who did?
We all did, and then Brooks told everyone to shut up. And
then you said, "Yeah, make him wait." Yeah.
Oh,
So-
okay, yeah. Okay. I was going to say there's
Yeah.
there was something in there that I
What-
actually had no
what-
idea about. But
One of us thinks they should fire the manager right away in this room. One
wait,
of us.
who said that?
Who said that?
Who said they should fire the manager?
You did.
Nope. Go back and read the messages.
What did you say?
I posed the
Greg?
question and said, "Don't you think it's his fault?
Oh,
Isn't
you,
he
you,
the
you
one
stood by
who
that.
picked?" I didn't say fire him.
What'd you say? Put him in a timeout?
No, I didn't say that. I kept asking the questions. Isn't this his fault? I asked questions. Isn't this his fault? Isn't the players' response that he brought in? Aren't these his players? This is his team.
Yep.
Like you said earlier, if the
So-
players aren't playing well, shouldn't the manager be fired? I didn't want to fire my manager because it was one game, but over the course of several weeks here, it hasn't been.
In this instance, it'd be literally like changing your tires when your check engine light went on. Because we have been down this road every other year for the last, how long, Danny? Like 10 years or so?
13.
And we've heard, this guy's no good, this guy's tactics bad, get rid of him. This guy is abrasive, the players don't like him, get rid of him. This guy, plays too direct or doesn't play direct enough or whatever, get rid of him. This guy's too new, get rid of him. And every time we get rid of him, the new guy comes in, everyone's excited. We do really well 1 year, maybe not the first year, but 1 year. And then the next year it goes downhill and it's get rid of him. So at a certain point, you got to go, wait a minute. And by the way, all those managers, they actually have gone on to other places, have done fairly well.
Yep.
Fairly well, actually. So at some point, you got to go, wait a minute, there's something else is going on here. You got to fix that other issue before you, I don't care, because I don't care who you fire and who you bring in, you're going to have the same result.
So what's so special about this manager compared to all the others?
What's the definition of insanity, Craig?
Doing the same thing over and over again.
That's what your club's
Expecting
been
a
doing.
different result.
And that's what your
Expecting
club's
a
been doing for the
Yes.
past.
Yes. So what
13
I'm saying
years.
is fix the problem, the actual problem. And before they do that, to me, it's not important who you have running the team.
Do you believe Louis van Gaal was a top manager?
Louis van Gaal is a very good manager.
Okay. Do you believe Jose Mourinho was a very good manager?
One
Yeah.
of the
Do you
special
believe-
one,
do you
absolutely.
If
believe-
he got more time, I think he could have done
Do
something.
you believe David Moyes was a good manager?
Absolutely.
They've all come to Man United and died.
I agree.
It's an absolute graveyard for a manager.
So, okay.
Remember when David Moyes criticized Paul Pogba all to hell and was pretty much fired for it? And then
Yeah.
Paul Pogba is now not playing football.
So what's
Well, he's banned because he did steroids.
what's
so,
the what's the definition of insanity? I missed it again.
doing the same thing over and over and expecting a different result.
So leaving the manager in charge, and I do believe he will fail with this group of players because you are continuing, even if you leave him in charge or fire him, you're still doing the same thing over and over, by the way. You are one of the only clubs in the Premiership who do not have a technical director, a sporting director.
Bingo.
Exactly.
So why haven't? So you're not doing anything. So
Okay,
now you're
so-
just leaving a guy to die.
Okay.
You're going to ruin the man's career.
Okay.
I
so
said that's not what I said. I
You're
said
going to ruin this man's career.
Is that what I said? Did I say Brooks?
So
Stat-
what? So why don't?
Why
Why don't you go get a sporting director?
What
Why don't you get a
did
sporting
I
director?
say? Did I say don't do anything? He's fine. Just leave him. Or did I say
Yes.
actual fix the problems? Brooks.
Well, let's fix the problems.
Oh, I mean,
Brooks.
you said
Brooks. What
Don't-
did I say?
don't panic right now, and let's see what happens.
That's not what I said. Holy shit.
Pretty sure that's what he said.
No,
I think
not
that's what it was.
No, not even close. What did I say?
sporting director.
I said
No one mentioned a sporting director.
I didn't get there yet. I said fix the problems, not do the same stuff. What's the problems? You don't have a sporting director. You have shitty owners. What else? What else do we want to run with it? Training grounds is subpar.
Your scouting staff shit.
Yeah.
Your stadium's falling
Well, the
apart.
scouting,
Yeah.
the
So
scouting
it's-
department's shit because they don't have a sporting director.
Right.
And they don't have a sporting director because...
Remember when we were going to get one of those?
No, but they don't have a sporting director because...
So
hold on
a
a second, Brooks. They don't have a sporting director because the Glazer family want commercial people in there, like Ed Woodward.
So
So even when, like, go back to when Ferguson and David Gill were in charge, right? David Gill was a sporting director, wasn't a CEO of a bank, Huntington Bank, that Ed Woodward was the CEO of. He was a sporting director of the football club, working with Sir Alex Ferguson. And the scouting department was absolutely fantastic because we picked up players like, Chicharito and Diego Forlan and, good players like that.
We got rid of Diego Forlan because he was determined not good enough because we had better
He
players.
still scored a shitload
Yeah,
of
but
goals.
that's just what I'm saying. That's how good your
Yeah.
department was.
Right, absolutely. So-
Chicharito's available again if you'd like him.
Oh.
yes, the Galaxy have released him.
Sorry, continue, Danny.
So, that place needs gutting, completely gutting.
So I'm your
And you-
academy staff, and I need an upper person to tell me how to do my job. Is that what you're telling me?
You what?
Because that's just a bunch of BS.
What?
I need a sporting director, a technical director, and I'm the head of scouting to tell me what to do, and not just bring in good players and work with my manager. Like that's just what the BS I've ever heard, man.
No, the sporting director is a conduit between the owners.
I know what he is. I know what it is.
So
I know how a club works. So if you don't have one, you work with what you have.
There's
You
not a
work with
single-
what you have.
There's
the
not
modern-
a single professional club that doesn't have a sporting director.
Liverpool, Newcastle,
Not
Arsenal,
one.
Man City, Barcelona, Real Madrid, Bayern Munich. I could go on, Brooks. and
Germany
just
is-
bury you with a bunch of teams. They
You
all have
work-
a sporting director.
You
Germany
work with
is-
what you have. You can't just put the blame as I don't have someone above me that I can't do my job. If you get hired on that job, do your fucking job.
Hey, Craig.
Yeah.
Do your fucking job
Hey,
and
Craig.
get good players that are worthy. You've hired
I'm being
shit
really
players.
entertained here, boys.
You have brought in players. You've chased players that have had like 6 good months. You brought them in to think they're going to change your team, and you've done everything else under the sun, and you haven't actually done your homework on all the players you brought in.
What player did we chase that only had 6 good
What have you won in the past? Whatever besides whatever like regular league cups.
Did Ole Gunnar Solskjaer want Cristiano Ronaldo, Brooks?
No, he did
No,
not.
he did
I'll
not.
answer that for
No,
you,
he did
Brooks.
not.
He
Did he?
not.
The owners wanted him, correct?
Correct.
Did Jose Mourinho want Paul Pogba?
Nope.
No, the owners wanted him. Right? Did those two signings work out, Brooks? No, they didn't. They didn't because we didn't have a sporting director
So that's
that
what
was
like
working with the manager.
2 out of like how many guys you've signed?
I don't believe he wanted Casemiro either. I honestly don't.
I don't think you should have signed Casemiro.
But I don't think he wanted Casemiro either. I think he was a late ad.
You know who he wanted, though? I think he really wanted Johnny
He wanted
Evans.
Frankie de Schlong.
He really
don't-
wanted
young.
Johnny Evans.
I think he was like, I want a 38-year-old center back, baby. Hey, we got all these other young guys over here.
You know the
Screw
one
them
player,
young guys.
the one player he didn't want, who's actually been playing very well in the last couple of weeks, Harry Maguire and McTominay.
Hey,
And that's not a knock on Ten Hag, by the way.
Just real
That's
quick,
just
real-
so I like that Maguire's playing well.
real quick, Craig, does
Yeah.
your car have tires?
It does. I hope when I go
Mine
outside,
doesn't.
it still
I
does.
took them off. I'm just gonna work with what I got. All other cars have tires, but mine. And I'll just don't worry.
You know what? You're not
Oh.
going to go very far.
Nope, I'm gonna work with what I got, baby.
Listen, do you think it's a cop out that because they don't have a sporting director that's why they suck?
No, I don't think
think-
it's a cop out.
I think you
it's
can-
absolutely true. I think there's a
I think
lot
it's
more
true.
that you're
But I don't see it
focusing on-
changing.
You're focusing on one specific facet of the club when it's more than that.
I'm gonna
It's the Glazier family. It's the facilities. It's the infrastructure. It's bad signings.
You can blame-
predicated
you
by the
can
fact
blame-
that the bad manager doesn't want those
I know
players in
people-
the football club.
I know people that work the MLS and whatnot. They've had nothing. They've had nothing, and they put teams together, and they've actually won stuff. All right?
Did they do
Like-
it through their draft?
No, they did it through smart acquisitions and transfers, and they got money, and they did it.
Is it a lacrosse program, Brooks? Because it definitely wasn't
hold
a soccer
on,
program.
Hold on. MLS is inherently.
All right, fuck off, you two. You're done.
All right.
You're done. No, no.
All right, hold on.
I'm trying to make a point that you have to work with something when you don't have something. Okay, you have to play within the rules that you can do, and all because you don't have all the money to do everything you want. Like now you're gonna complain and everything. Like, you know, it's ridiculous. It's just absurd. That's all it is.
I'm on both sides on this one, by the way.
Understand that being one of the biggest clubs in the world, not having a key function that every other club has. And hell, these teams in Germany, their sporting directors make the teams how they are by how they find players, and they work with this. They own the scouting department. They are the guys who bring these players in. It's a key function that every solid team like Brighton has. They have it.
And okay, so we have done exactly what I didn't want to do today and make our show a Man United show again. We do this every
we
week.
could go back
but-
to shitting on Villa.
Oh yeah, let's do it because I can break down. Bring up the FOTMOB rating on every single player, and I tell you it's wrong. It was
got it right here.
way lower. You know what we are gonna do though, boys? We are just gonna quickly show you a next level training video, and then we'll be right back.
Change tempo, yes, yes, drop out, good. Yes, touch play, right foot, yes. Scan, good. Touch in, play, drop your hip, right, yes, good scan. Yes. Jay, well done. Good side on touch. Play, see it, yes.
All right. Well, that was fun. We do have a lot of other games to get to and a lot of other discussions. So why don't we finish up EPL, then we'll show you the table. Listen, as we said, Fulham 0, Man United 1. Bruno pops up in the waning minutes of that game. I tell you what, though, Tim Ream and Robinson, the two Americans, should be absolutely ashamed of their performance in the last 5 minutes there. Clearly do not know how to clear the ball out of bounds because, wow, they gave Man United 3 opportunities in the last minute to score, and they took advantage of it. Oh, and by the way, boys, I won $5 I put $5 on Man United to go on to win that game. I think in and around the 60th minute, so I ended up winning $15. Yes, I don't bet like a man, I know. Brentford 3, West Ham 2. Surprising result there. Burnley 2, Crystal Palace. Burnley 0, Crystal Palace 2. Crystal Palace, run by 76-year-old Roy Hodgson, still kicking strong. I tell you what, well done. This might be one of the results of the weekend that surprised me the most. Everton 1, Brighton Hove Albion 1. I think it went down as an Ashley Young own goal that got Brighton their goal. But I tell you what, Everton proving that they can actually do it. I don't know if they will probably stay in the Premiership there just because there are so many poor teams below them. Sheffield United 2, Wolves 1. VAR controversy at the end. I think it was the 95th minute. Sheffield United won a penalty, had to be looked at by VAR. Soft is all I will say on that. We already went over Newcastle 1, Arsenal 0, Nottingham Forest 2, Villa 0, Luton Town 1, Liverpool 1, Tottenham and Chelsea play tomorrow. Before we talk about that, Man City 6, Bournemouth 1. Jeremy Doku with a goal and 4 assists. He has now cemented himself in the starting left winger role there. Jack Grealish, find yourself on the bench. Phil Foden finds himself on the bench quite often as well.
Did you hear what Pep Guardiola said about Jeremy Doku?
I did not.
Okay, if you look it up, he actually said it on in his post-match interview, and he said that the sporting director should get major props for that.
Wow.
Because he was scouted through the scouting department and brought Doku up to Pep Guardiola, the sporting director did. And he said he's just absolutely... We didn't realize how good of a player he was actually going to be until we saw him in training. Now he's come in and obviously starting ahead of Foden and Grealish and the rest of it. So it does... Sporting directors do work, Brooks. When they actually in a club.
When they're doing their role.
Well, we know that much. You got to figure things out sometimes. So,
all right.
You know.
Well, they did pay a lot of money for
on
Doku.
MLS. We understand that.
$5 million. But Jeremy Doku, I tell you what, the first couple of weeks, it took him a little bit to get up to speed with the Premiership. And my, did he get up to speed this weekend. A goal and 4 assists. Let's go ahead and put up that EPL table right now. There we go. Manchester City, head and shoulders above the rest. Ooh, hey, until tomorrow because Tottenham go and play against Chelsea. Tottenham in second. We'll see if they get a win. Even with a draw, they'll still find themselves second due to goal difference. Liverpool third on 24 points. Arsenal fourth on 24. There's Villa fifth with 22. Again, if they would have gotten anything out of the game today, they would have betted themselves. Newcastle, after their win against Arsenal at home, on 20 points. Brighton Hove Albion on 18 points after drawing with Everton. Man United after beating Fulham at Fulham on 18 points. Brentford up to 9th on 16. Crystal Palace, Roy Hodgson, you are a genius. Taking that team to 10th on 15 points is amazing. Down the bottom end of the table, Sheffield United get their first win against Wolves. They find themselves on the bottom of the table still with 4 points. Burnley with 4 points. Bournemouth with 6. Luton Town with 6. Everton right there with 11 points and 16th. There we go. There's Chelsea 13th. 10 games, 3 wins, 3 draws, 4 losses.
I actually think Chelsea will beat Tottenham tomorrow.
You think so?
Yeah.
That's a pretty bold statement there, my friend.
No, I think they've been unlucky in recent weeks. I just think he's getting them. They're purring. They're not playing fluent football right now, but they're definitely purring. They're at home, right? Is it at Tottenham or is it at Chelsea?
That game is
At Tottenham.
at Tottenham. Yes.
I mean,
Yep.
Chelsea have always had a really good record going to Tottenham. So I actually do believe that Chelsea will snatch that one tomorrow, and I think I do see a resurgence in Chelsea over the next couple of months.
I definitely agree with you that resurgence is coming. I think Pochettino has that team humming along, but they've just been very unlucky without a striker. When Nkunku gets back, I think he will do the job there. I do think they will go and purchase another striker in the January window. I think, and Danny, you're not wrong. They just haven't been able to put the ball in the net, and I think they will get going. I will disagree with you. I think tomorrow's going to be a draw. I think I'm going to put money on a draw for that game, by the way.
Really?
Yeah. But hey, a draw or a win.
I'm going to go 2-1 Chelsea. I just think they've got it in them. And it could be the start of kind of like going, okay, well, let's get a good result against Tottenham, show that they can go to a top 4 club and beat them. And then watching Nkunku come back and Chelsea will take off over Christmas.
I mean, trust me, I think it'll be you're not wrong. We've talked about this a little bit. I'm looking right now for, did you guys hear the Enzo Fernandez and Moises Caicedo predictions? Quote, I think we are going to be one of the best teams in the Premier League, Enzo Fernandez said on Sky Sports' big interview. I don't know when, not now, but I think that through hard work we will do it and we will achieve it. Being one of, end quote, being one of the best teams in the Premiership. Moises Caicedo echoed in his teammates' comments and adding, I agree 100%. As Enzo said, it will take time and those who don't believe in us will end up doing so.
I mean, they got
This year?
15-year contracts, so
Yeah, they're there forever.
yeah.
Well, just to clarify, it's 8-year contracts, both of them.
Close
but
enough.
close enough.
Enzo Fernandez is there until he's in a wheelchair, I believe.
Yeah, seriously. I think to be honest, they have some really solid players. I think they need to fill in a couple of spots here and there. They need to sell Mudryk. That's a £90 million mistake right there.
Sell them to Arsenal.
Well, Arsenal, smart.
Maybe that was the end game.
Yeah, maybe.
Maybe they'll
But
trade him for Kai Havertz.
I thought, what's his name? Sir Betzelot was supposed to go there.
Ivan Toney.
Yeah.
Well, the rumor is now that Chelsea are kind of waning on that, and it will be Chelsea where he ends up at. Ivan Toney to Chelsea. To Arsenal. Arsenal is where it looks like he could be headed in January window.
I've seen rumors to Man United on Twitter.
Oh, get out of here.
I don't know.
They could use him.
Yeah, why? Another controversy?
And they should. I mean, jeez.
Why not?
I mean, if Arsenal have got any aspirations of challenging this season, then they need somebody that can score goals.
Because Kai Havertz definitely can't do it.
Havertz
Gabriel
can't do it.
Jesus seems to be off
Eddie
the mark.
Eddie Nketiah can't do it
Nketiah
unless he's
can't do
playing a team in the bottom half of the table.
Nailed it.
And who else they got? Nobody, right?
Yeah, nobody.
The German guy the German Timo Werner.
The German Timo Werner.
Huh?
The Stuttgart guy?
The Stuttgart guy who you can get for $17 million, apparently.
Yeah.
That's his,
Throw some change.
gotta say, who is injured at the
Saint
moment.
said he might be moving in January.
We will.
Hoping he doesn't.
We'll get to the Bundesliga in a couple of minutes. I do want to say this, boys. It was very apparent watching Arsenal versus Newcastle this weekend that Saka cannot kick the ball with his right foot. Every single time he tried to bring the ball back to his left foot. Every freaking time. It was bizarre.
So he's a poor man's Anthony.
Yes. I'm sorry. Teams have now, I think, figured him out. It was absolutely freaking bizarre how he every single time tried to bring the ball back to his left foot, and it just would not work.
Do you know that's what makes Messi messy?
Because he can use both feet,
Well, no, because Messi
Yes.
really doesn't use his right foot ever.
but he still goes to the right.
Right.
Trust
He
me.
scored some goals with his right foot.
A couple,
I
a little
could
chip
prob- I
in.
could probably count on one hand the amount of goals he scored in his right foot.
And then on the other hand, how many goals he scored with his head.
Right.
Because every other one's been with his left. I will say, if any of my teammates who have ever played with me are watching, yes, this is very ironic because I don't have a left foot. As my college coach used to say, your left leg has polio and it's just there for standing, Craig. I know. I get it.
Joe Baum said that to you?
Yeah, absolutely.
Wow.
Every day. He said I had polio in my left leg.
With his
because I
bushy, bushy beard?
Yes, because I do not kick the ball with my left foot. All I do is use it to run and tap the ball with the right foot. But it is bizarre to me, someone playing at the level that he is playing and considered to be one of the best players, young players in the world. I don't know where he finished in the young player rankings. It was up there.
Saka?
Yeah, he was up there though. That he can't go to the right. It bothered me today. It really bothered me watching that game against Newcastle. All right, we'll get to the Bundesliga in a couple of minutes. But before that, why don't we talk about Mr. Lionel Messi winning his 8th Ballon d'Or?
Okay.
Oh, you mean the popularity contest?
If that's what you want to call it, my friends.
Piss off.
It is.
Piss off.
Popularity contest, dude. Come
It
on.
is.
Did he not deserve to win that? And who should have beaten him, Nate?
What metric would you like to use?
Just give me a player that should have beaten him.
Erling Haaland.
Is there any other players that
Or
should have
what?
beaten him?
Mbappe.
For what?
Yeah, Mbappe, I do not
Erling-
agree with.
Erling Haaland for winning everything and being the highest goal scorer in the Champions League and also the Premier League on the way to winning the treble, which I believe is pretty hard to do last time I checked it. How many teams have done that?
2?
Less than 10?
Okay. So not very many.
Only 2?
Not very many.
You are never going to change the world.
Not
of
Bayern,
hold on.
Man United, and Man City.
Well, in the
Hold on,
Premiership,
hold on.
sorry.
I could swear the Premier League goes in the Champions League, and you guys correct me if I'm wrong, the whole year, not just 3 weeks, 4 weeks, right?
Correct.
The whole year. And I believe this is for play throughout the year, not just one tournament. And if you're going to go to one tournament, well, I'm going to go to my Mbappe argument. A player who scored more goals than Messi. By the way, 4 Messi goals were actually from PKs, not Mbappe's. And goals and assists tied him. By the way, 2 players have had a hat trick in a World Cup final. You want to know which one of them Messi isn't? Mbappe. And
So
the other one.
who should have won it? Erling Haaland or Mbappe? Pick one.
I
Who
would
won?
say I would go with Erling Haaland, but if you're going to use the World Cup debate on me, then I'm going to go Mbappe had a better tournament than
Okay.
him. So it's a popularity contest.
Okay, you've had your
Yep.
say. Well done. Danny, do you want to go?
Oh, and before
wait,
you
oh,
go,
oh, wait, hold on, Danny.
One more thing.
We're not done yet.
I'll hold.
You want to argue this? You want to tell me he's better?
Please
You
hold, please.
cannot use the words "cause he's the GOAT" or "the greatest ever."
But he
Because
is,
last
right?
time I checked, yeah, he's one of the greatest players there is.
Yeah.
And this isn't an award for one of the greatest players there is. This is an award for the best player in 12 months.
Yes.
So you can still be one of the greatest players ever, and that year maybe not be the best.
Okay. Yep, understood. Okay,
Okay.
Danny, the floor is yours, my friend.
He deserved it. And he deserved it for the reason.
Well, hold. Oh, hey, hold. No,
I haven't
you
even
had.
finished my comment yet.
You-
what
you
are you
had
getting
your
all
say.
sulky for?
Oh,
Just because I disagree with you.
Hi. Give me a factual fucking reason.
you haven't let him get
Use
there.
a number or a statistic. He deserved it. Yeah, none of those other pieces of
Nate,
shits deserved it.
Nate, you had your say.
Go
Danny,
ahead. Go ahead. I just made a look. You could have kept talking.
Danny.
He deserved it. Holland, sorry, you didn't deserve it. Why? Well,
So we
Can you
should.
I mean, any chance that I can just finish the fucking comment, maybe?
you could have kept talking. I don't know why you looked at me and said anything. That's on you.
All right, no more looking at Nate, everybody.
My God, what is it? PMS? Is it menstrual period for them?
That seems to happen every week for him. though.
right.
It's not just once a
Is it-
month.
Messi won a World Cup, right?
Yep.
And he's coming towards the end of his career, right? And he's done all these wonderfully amazing things over that career. And the one trophy that's eluded him throughout that career, and we all thought it was never going to come, right? Just in the same way that we didn't think it was going to come for Ronaldo. He's gone and won it. Whether he won it through subpar performances or actually, I thought in the final he was absolutely terrific. So I don't know what you're talking about.
He wasn't the player of the final of the match, though.
I don't really give a shit, mate. He was absolutely
That's,
fantastic.
never
that's a
said he was-
popularity opinion right there.
No, it's not. According to the ratings and according
The
to
ratings?
he scored. Mbappe
You know what you
had a
can't-
hat trick.
Do you
that
know what you
game.
can't do with ratings? Because when someone makes a run and opens space for other players, does that count for anything?
Does a hat trick count for anything in the final? Go ahead.
Messi scored as well.
I mean, so by that metric as well, player performances and all that sort of stuff, then Emi Martinez should have won, got the man of the match because he, stopped Mbappe scoring the fourth, right, to tie the game. So
I actually think he was the man of the match because if he doesn't stop Mbappe, there is no penalty kicks and the game's over.
So did you just contradict yourself then? Because you just said Mbappe was the man of the match. Now it's fucking Emi Martinez.
I said Mbappe was a better player than Messi.
And let's look at this. Messi deserved that World Cup.
He won that World Cup. He carried a young team.
Yeah, he did. He deserved it. He carried that team. Give it to him. Let him go out into the sun.
Yeah. He also, by the way, scored a lot of goals for PSG. We should probably bring this up.
So
How many-
because he-
had a
Not
lot
more
of
than
assists.
Mbappe!
Who kept giving the ball to Mbappe?
So because
Oh,
he
right,
was never
assists.
super successful in his past World Cups, and this was maybe his last one, he deserved it.
No,
Are we playing the sorry game for him?
I don't think that Erling Haaland, who got on the end of every single ball that Kevin De Bruyne put into the box, deserved more. I think you could break it down with how many dribbles you advanced your team into the box, how many assists did you have, and how many goals did you have, what did your team win. All that comes into play, the entire variety of statistics. I tell you what, Erling Haaland wins on one of them, goals. The guy is a goal machine. Do I want him touching the ball in the middle two-third, my defensive third or middle third? No, I don't want him anywhere near the ball. Do I want Messi on the ball there? Yeah. Who am I giving the ball to in the middle of the
Well, they
field
both
when
play
I've got
different
1 minute
positions,
left and I'm
so-
down a goal? Messi.
They both
Messi.
play different positions, so
Well, yeah. Well, that's what I'm saying.
you usually want your forward
What's harder?
highest
You gotta-
point.
Right.
What's harder to do? What's harder to do? Carry a team on your back through a tournament from a deep line position, or stick your head in the box or your foot in the box and get on the end of Kevin De Bruyne?
For 12 months?
In all competitions.
Okay, I'll just throw this argument out there. What's harder to win, Brooks, a World Cup or a Premier League title?
What's hard to win, a treble or a World Cup?
World Cup.
World Cup.
Okay.
Comes around every 4 years.
Give to Alvarez, who won all of them.
I mean, it's easy to win a Premier League title when
Bet on
you
the
have teams buying all the players. Like when you're Leicester City and you won the Premier League, then yeah, that's much harder.
They won the Premier League.
I'm going to repeat
That's
what
what I'm
you
saying,
guys just said. I said a bunch of facts, figures, numbers, and you guys said, well, Messi's a good old chap, and it's probably at the end of his career. We'll just give him one. So it's a charity case.
It was a pity.
It's
It was
fun when we
pity.
prove points and Nate doesn't agree
No,
with
you didn't,
it.
because you didn't use actual once. We didn't use one number, one logic, nothing. All you said was he came to the end of his career.
Why do you have to
and he
give-
finally won a
He
World
won
Cup.
a World
He
Cup
finally
and scored
did it.
7
He
goals
didn't
in the
win
World Cup.
it. His team did. He was a part of
So
that team.
Erling Haaland's
Martinez-
team won the treble.
He also was the highest goal-scoring player in the Champions League,
You
in
just-
the Premier League.
Yeah,
You just contradicted yourself. You gave all these bullshit facts and metrics for Mbappe winning it, and you just agreed with him and I saying that Emi Martinez should have won that, should have won the man of the match because of that save against Mbappe. That wasn't a statistic. It was just a fucking great play.
I think saves are statistics when you look them up.
Oh,
Yes.
kiss my ass, you
I mean-
absolute argumentative prick.
I think, yes, when you look it up,
Well,
their save
Listen, how many
percentage.
Ballon
And by
d'Ors
the
does
way,
Messi have? Like
8.
8?
Excuse me.
Did he
how
really
many?
need number 8? Like that's
That's not even the argument either.
just saying though. Like it's
Need
just
is not-
it was a pity. He won the World Cup and
Well,
all of
he
a
did
sudden
not win through pity.
yes, he did. He won. It was.
won
It's like,
through
oh, we have to
pity.
give it to him because he won the World Cup, and that was the one elusive thing that he hasn't won yet.
Just like the year they remade a trophy to give it to Lewandowski instead of giving him the fucking blue.
Correct.
d'Or.
Lewandowski should have won that year. He got screwed.
Boom.
Did he though? So because we have 2 guys in this room who think he should have won, he should have won. He didn't win.
How many records did he set at Bayern Munich, and he did in a whole
There was
year?
like
Did they win the treble that year
130
too?
people
They
who
won.
vote on
They
this,
won
right?
everything
The
that year.
quadruple.
They won everything that year,
Yeah.
and he set a new goal scoring record that was 50 years standing.
Correct.
But he didn't get it that year.
That's absurd.
Rob,
I mean, if this is going off statistics and everything, then he got robbed, and so did Erling Haaland.
Again, the entire game of soccer cannot be based on statistics.
no, but
I'm
it can
sorry.
be based on a popularity voting contest.
I'm sorry.
That's what that
It
is.
is a player who can change the game, a player who affects the game and can do things.
Does Erling
inside
Haaland
of
and
the game.
Lewandowski not do that?
I guess Mbappe.
They absolutely
I guess,
do, but guess
I
who did it
Mbappe-
more?
I guess
Messi.
Mbappe.
How do you decipher more?
Brooks, if I make 100 runs on the soccer field and don't get the ball once, but my teammates find space because of my runs, I mean, there's no statistic for that.
Does Erling Haaland not make runs in behind to pull defenders off too for his other teammates to score?
But not as well as Messi.
they play different positions.
Oh my God, we're not going with a different positions thing.
Mbappe putting France on his back and scoring a hat trick in a final, of which only him and one other player have ever done in the history of ever.
But he still didn't win because you know what?
Oh, I'm sorry.
People
That's right.
voted.
He couldn't take all the penalty kicks and actually win the match for his team.
I mean, all I know is there's
Neither
key
could
runs.
Messi, by the way.
They have stats for key runs in behind, but they don't have that stuff in the midfield for all that, at least for statistics.
Not yet. No, they don't. And guess where Messi plays? In the midfield. The guy opens up space for his team.
So does any other midfielder that's superb.
Oh my God.
I don't know how to deal with that.
I don't know how to answer that other than say.
Oh, I'm
Does
sorry.
Lewandowski not do the same thing as Haaland does, but just unfortunately last year didn't put up as much numbers as Haaland did?
I'm going to end this debate right
No.
now. I'm going to end this debate right now.
Wait, you're right. He won the forget. Messi won the illustrious
There was
International Break Cup through the MLS. Forgot about that.
There's a section. There's a section of professional footballers, right? It's called GOAT, GOAT. It's reserved for two people. It stands alone, Ronaldo and Messi, right? Everybody else is world class or below. Messi won that World Cup because he's the greatest player of all time. End of discussion.
So you have no reasoning. Cool.
Yes,
That's
greatest
your
player
opinion,
of all time.
All right.
That's your opinion.
And that's his opinion.
Yes.
And that's your opinion.
Yes.
And that's my point.
Yes.
This is a popularity contest.
You didn't
As
give
two
any.
here,
You didn't
as
give any
I gave,
facts.
I gave
did.
solid facts. I gave goal scoring statistics and facts on players in the key tournament that you guys are pointing to.
Hey,
Messi
Danny?
scored 5 goals in it, didn't he?
7 in the tournament.
Yeah.
7.
How many did
More for a
Mbappe score?
PK. 10 more than him. Thank you.
Danny,
More goals
you
and
better
assists.
hope that neither of these guys becomes a sporting director for your Man United club,
Right.
because they
Why?
wouldn't
'Cause
be able
they
to
get Mbappe?
spot. They wouldn't be able to spot a player.
So because
a mile
Mbappe
away.
scored 3
I'm
more
not
goals
saying-
than Messi at World Cup, he deserves the Ballon d'Or,
And-
even though he got beat in the final.
Because I'm going to.
So that's your problem with everything.
No,
Then
I'm
it's
gonna
a
say-
typical American mentality that you
Okay.
get something just for participating. Messi won a World Cup because he scored 7 goals and he won the damn tournament.
I'm sorry. I guess fucking Argentina's just Messi. Nobody else is on that team, is there? Oh, hey, hat trick in a final. Only 2 other people have ever done it in this world. It's cool. That doesn't mean anything.
I think Julian Alvarez and Martinez helped him win that.
Nope, they don't count. It was just Messi.
Oh, they don't?
No,
Okay.
yeah, that was Messi making the
So I'll
fucking
let it-
save, wasn't it? That was
Julian
Messi that
Alvarez
made
was on
3
the bench
penalty
for a
kick
bit.
saves, wasn't it?
So your
Messi
next-
jumped in net
Yeah.
and put on gloves and saved 3 penalty kicks. So before you equate me to some American doesn't know crap, pull your head out of your ass, stop sucking Messi's cock, and pay attention for half a second.
Don't we have a beeper that we need to when he starts talking?
Ah, you're right.
Okay,
Yeah.
yeah.
Well,
come
well,
on,
like,
Brooks.
I let him go,
You're
though.
not on top of this.
Oh my God.
Well, I think what we're going to do is we're going to hand Messi his 8th Ballon d'Or, and Brooks and Nate are going to disagree with it, while Danny and I say, deserved, well done, the GOAT. He'll continue to do
And
what
why
he
did he get
does.
that just out of curiosity? Oh, that's all right. Because
Because 130
he's really good.
Because
He's
the
been really
media.
good for
Yeah.
10 years.
Because 130 people voted for him to get it.
Because 130 people thought he was more marketable.
Correct.
Thank you.
How did 130 people? That was the most insane. That was
Actually, it wasn't 130. It's 100 of the very best
Is it 100?
journalists.
I thought it was 130. Okay, I could
The
be
very best
100?
journalist.
Yeah.
What defines that?
Oh no. We're not doing that, Brooks. No.
It's really weird.
Messi's more marketable.
Yeah.
Than who?
Then who?
Holland and Mbappe. You
It's a crock of bullshit.
No, it's not.
Excuse me?
Why did Apple TV?
Hold on. Wait.
Apple TV!
Why did they give him all that money?
Brooks, leave shitty MLS out of this.
Wow.
Wait.
Wow.
City MLS is making a shit ton of money off of Messi.
Wait.
This is marketing ability.
wait.
You have no argument here.
Wait.
I'm sorry.
Wait.
You don't.
Wait. Hold on. Why would a pundit vote for someone to win a Ballon d'Or because of marketability? That doesn't earn the journalist anything. They're not going to get
Who
anything.
tallies the votes, Craig?
What do you mean? Who tallies the votes?
Who tallies the votes? I mean, Qatar won that World Cup bid fair and square. Who tallies the votes, Craig?
I actually don't know who tallies the votes.
Corrupt FIFA.
But
Boom.
so what does that have to do with the pundits who vote for this?
You think all
The
those votes are
journalists.
counted?
Oh my word! So
They-
now we're talking about corruption again. Oh, my word.
Nathan,
Conspiracy theories.
Nathan, I love you.
Yeah.
I love you so much.
Yeah.
But you're wrong.
About what? FIFA's not corrupt? I mean,
I don't know how we got from this to that, but there we go.
but here we are.
All right.
Wrong.
Well,
Well,
you
I
know
mean,
what?
there's a betting scam and, the referees in England, too, so that's why VAR sucks. So there you go.
Yeah, sure. You
Yes.
guys,
Here,
guys
high
do it.
five.
Yes.
All right. Speaking of hat tricks, we're gonna talk about a guy who's just been nailing them into the back of the net. Are you absolutely kidding me with how Harry Kane has been doing? We are going to talk about how he is tearing the Bundesliga a new one right after this.
Hi, Brooks. We're at our favorite store, Soccer World in Rochester. We're just gonna do some light shopping. Nothing big. Ooh, pretty colors. Oh, and one of these too?
Ooh, Germany. Nate would like this.
Hey, Brooks, look at all these. Look what I got.
South America. Ooh. Wow, that's not MLS. Cool.
Socks? No.
Ooh, a ball pump.
Next in line.
Sir, you're next.
Right. That's a mannequin. You know that.
Huh?
It's a mannequin.
Oh. Sorry, sir.
Fuck, what are you doing?
Well, that was fun. Messi, Haaland, Mbappe. Anyway, we're moving on to another great player. Harry Kane, another hat trick. Are you kidding me right now? Harry Kane goes for 3 again. 15 goals in his first 10 Bundesliga matches. Whew. Der Klassiker happened this weekend. Harry Kane and his Bayern Munich team against Borussia Dortmund, 4-0. Borussia Dortmund, I don't even think showed up. What a game. This, after in the midweek, who was it? What was the name of the team, Nate, that beat Bayern Munich in was it the Pokal? Yeah, I mean, and they took a lot of stick, by the way. Oh my gosh, did Thomas Tuchel and his team take a lot of stick.
Starbroken.
Starbroken?
Starbroken.
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 I mean,
In front of all 17,000 people.
third division team beats one of
They
the
were only
best.
third division for the last 3 years. Before that, they were non-league.
Unbelievable. And that is why we love the FA Cup. I mean, the DF Pokal.
Could you imagine?
Pokal?
You're a player there, and you're like, man, I really hope I can exchange jerseys with any one of these superstars.
Any one of
They're
them.
all playing on international
Yeah.
teams, right? You got to go back to the baker or whatever you do for an actual living, and you're like, man, what? And then you just beat them, and you're just like,
Ooh,
how do I go about this? how do you walk up to one of these guys?
Amazing. Absolutely amazing.
That's not semi-pro, though, right? That's full professional.
No,
right?
it's full.
they're full
I think it's full professional
Yeah.
in the third. Yeah.
Yeah.
But what an absolutely great moment for that team, the third division team beating Bayern Munich. Bayern Munich took a ton of flack. Thomas Tuchel and his boys took a ton of flack because they started a lot of big players there. But then they all of a sudden bring it this weekend against Borussia Dortmund, who failed to show up. Yeah. And we were really hoping to see Gio Reyna get a start again, but he didn't. Him and his blonde hair were sat on the bench. Harry Kane, 15 goals, 10 games. Incredible. Lots. Why don't we read off the scores from this weekend from the Farming League, as a lot of people call it. Union Berlin 0, Frankfurt 3. By the way, that score confused me. Cologne 1, Augsburg 1, Mainz 2, Leipzig 0. That one was a little bit of a, didn't see that one coming because I bet on it. Freiburg 3, Mönchengladbach 3, Hoffenheim 2, Bayer Leverkusen 3. Borussia Dortmund 0, Bayern Munich 4. As we said, Wolfsburg and Werder Bremen were playing late today. And then we have Heidenheim and Stuttgart. Nate.
Yeah.
Stuttgart pulled a Villa today, man.
Yeah.
2-0. Yeah, not good.
You know what though? But because like Dortmund and Leipzig and Hoffenheim
Leipzig.
all got beat, it
Yeah.
had a net
Yeah.
net effect. We're still sitting third. Leverkusen still undefeated.
Yeah. Yeah.
Haven't lost. So it's going to be really interesting here in a couple of weeks. I believe they play. Well, actually, not for a while. But
Well, I'm gonna put up the table as we're talking here. As we can see, Bayer Leverkusen, 9 wins, 1 draw.
Yeah.
Not a single loss. I tell you what, Xabi Alonso,
yeah,
whoo-wee,
and Hoffenheim.
proving he knows what he's doing. there.
Hoffenheim did put in an effort in that game because Leverkusen shot out, and I was like, "Oh man, this thing's over," just like it normally is. And Hoffenheim came back to tie it with 2 just like outside the 18 shots that went in, very good shots, and then the Leverkusen just found the way at the end and put it away. Back to the Dortmund and Munich match. I mean, I'm waiting for the Dortmund coach to be fired. I mean, they're sitting third.
What score was it again?
Wait,
Dortmund?
Dortmund right now are sitting 4th and 6-3-1. You're waiting for him to be fired? Are you
Yeah.
joking around with this? What's going on? Why?
Because usually they're batting around first or second, and they're struggling, in my opinion. They are absolutely struggling. And then you go, the Klassiker was at their home.
Yeah, it was at home.
What about Tuchel then?
What?
What about Tuchel getting knocked out of the DFB?
He's still undefeated, and he hasn't. I guess. Yeah, they
Getting
lost.
knocked out of a cup competition that they should be winning.
They should
every
be
year.
winning, but he's still 8-2, 8 wins, 2 draws, no losses in the league. He's still undefeated in the Champions League. He's all right. Dortmund might not make the Champions League. They're sitting in second. They got to fight for it, and they're sitting right outside of 4th, only 1 point above Leipzig. They're not doing too well. You know, they're really not. They're 10-3-1. And, Dortmund has put too much money into this team for them to be far down the table.
You know, the problem, Nate, with Borussia Dortmund is they've got a +5 goal difference where everybody above them, Bayer Leverkusen +20, Bayern Munich +31, Stuttgart +14, and then even in 5th, Leipzig +16.
I mean,
So they're
Frankfurt's
letting
got
the balls in the
+6.
back of the net.
So they're not actually scoring a ton of goals too. Like, and with Fulkrug, Holler, Mullen, Adimeni, even Reina, this Bryce Gideons, Mankuku, these guys should be bagging in way more goals than they are. So that's why I'm thinking, I don't know if Edin Terzic really is going to survive very much longer if this keeps going on. And then, Stuttgart's loss was unfortunate. They were missing their striker. They dominated possession. They had a lot of opportunities. It was one. There was a free kick that went in basically at the 70th minute, and their second goal was the 4th minute. Like, they were pressing to try to actually do something. But they completely dominated possession. They had 17 shots. 2.82 goal expected goal. They kind of outplayed them away, but they just couldn't find the end.
Yeah.
Luke Zagorski with the comment. So if the Bundesliga is a farmers league, does this make Harry Kane old McDonald?
Ah.
No, Harry Kane is being wonderfully developed for you English fans.
Oh, just like Bellingham was?
Yes, and you should be thankful.
We'll be thankful.
Yeah, be thankful.
Oh, well, I tell you.
Finally turning him into a goal scorer.
He is
And then he goes to Spain.
absolutely tearing that league apart.
Well, actually, it'd be awesome if Kane keeps developing and Bellingham keeps developing the way they are, right? Because you know Kane ain't going to win anything in Germany, so he might win a European Championship with England.
And I find myself being the only one who hopes that he.
Possible.
I hope he wins something. Why do I find myself being the only person who says
I'm not. I
really
want him to
hope-
win.
You want him to win something?
Yeah,
Good.
I do.
Everybody
why do
online
you
says they
want
don't
him
want
to
him to
win,
win anything.
Because he's a nice guy.
How do you know he's a nice guy? Have
He
you met
seems
him?
like a nice guy.
Because he has a Skechers deal.
Yeah.
Because he signed with Skechers.
Yeah.
For like $100 million or something silly.
Yeah.
The dad shoe of soccer.
The dad shoe of soccer. I tell you what, though, all 3 of his goals he took in Der Klassiker this weekend, phenomenal. And then that goal he scored last weekend,
It's easy for him.
Unbelievable.
Come
It
on.
really
Why do you question me and not him?
Well, if it's so easy for them, they couldn't do it against Leverkusen.
Well, it's top of the table clash is always tough, but I mean, come on. I mean, like,
That's what I mean. Dortmund is not. Dortmund should be at the top of that table, and they're not. That's why I think Tarzik is going to
Right,
be on
but
the way out.
Munich played well. I watched the game. Munich played
Yeah, no,
really
they played well. They
Munich
always
played
play well.
absolutely fantastic. Munich. His 3 goals were just top draw, like
Yeah.
top draw. He's firing on all cylinders right now, Kane.
Yep.
You know, and he's got a new lease of life playing in that team. To be honest,
He's got a
with
strong supporting cast.
you.
around
Yeah,
him
he's
that can
just
get him-
you know
get
he's
him the ball.
again like you know. If he'd have gone to City when they wanted him,
Mm-hmm.
he would have done the same thing there.
Yeah.
You know, because he had that supporting cast around him, and he's a born goal scorer. Yeah, I mean, I'm pleased for him.
Yep.
I don't want him to win anything.
I hope he wins a trophy. I think it would be a damn shame.
Why?
if
Because he
didn't.
didn't want to go to Man United. Is that why no one won anything?
No, because no, not really, Brooks. To be honest with you, and I think you're missing the point. I wanted him to get what he deserved.
The goal scoring record.
And what he deserved is the goal scoring record. He deserved it.
What if he gets it in Munich? What if he beats Lewandowski? So there's 20 games left, right?
How many goals he got?
Nah, it's not going to matter. It's not the Premiership. It's not the all-time leading goal scoring record. It's
He's going to go back.
It's
to
not
Prem,
the
though.
same. We'll
I
see
want
if
him to
he
win
does.
something.
gonna
He
go
hasn't
back.
won anything yet. Like he deserves to. He's a good player.
I think he should win something, but I like him. I'm call me a sentimentalist of he's the captain of England.
Sure.
I'm a big England fan.
Yeah, you want your
obviously.
players to win.
I want my
Stuff.
player to win, and
Yeah.
I do think he deserves it because he is a really good player. All right, boys. Some other news we're going to talk about. U.S. women's national team set to appoint Chelsea's Emma Hayes as the head coach. In her time with the West London club, Hayes led Chelsea to 6 WSL titles, 5 women's FA Cups, and 2 FA Women's League Cups. Her U.S. men's national team salary, FYI, looks to be on par with the men's salary. So Greg Berhalter, and it's reported that he earns around $1.75 million per year. Emma Hayes looks like she's going to earn the same.
Oh.
That is a hell of a signing by the U.S. women's national team. I think she's going to come in there, clean house. Any of the names of players who are hanging on, Megan Rapinoe should be thanking herself right now for saying, I need to retire, because if Emma Hayes came in there, she'd boot Rapinoe out the door and say, enough with your antics, enough with your crap, enough with your you're just coming off the bench garbage. See you later. You're done. To be honest, very well done to the U.S. women's.
No one's safe.
I'm telling you what, boys.
She's a trailblazer.
Yeah.
She's an absolute trailblazer. A pioneer for women's football in the UK. Top of a game in the WSL over there in the Women's Super League. And, I think the US is getting a fantastic coach that has done it. I said that the only blemish really against her record is that, she hasn't won a Champions League,
Sure.
but she's been in plenty of finals to do it. But you are absolutely right. She is no nonsense, that woman. And she is a proper coach. So,
And what a lot of people don't understand is she actually coached over here. She coached in America twice, 2 different teams.
Yeah.
An
NWSL?
assistant manager, excuse me,
NWSL?
before the NWSL.
Oh.
Before that existed, she
I don't
was
know
over
which one
here.
that was.
I'm failing to remember the teams, but she coached as an assistant coach twice somewhere over here. She was at a university over here. She knows how America works. She understands how the NWSL works. She understands it.
but I think you'll see
Well
a lot of young players come into that squad with a lot of the old guard going out. I think she'll try and revolutionize the American game again and get them playing good football.
Yeah.
She'll be fired in 12 months.
You explain? What did you say?
Huh?
As soon as she rubs the USSF wrong.
See, here's
Well, you got Nate Crocker in there
I was
now.
saying-
Who's
it's
English.
Matt Crocker,
Sorry,
by the way.
Matt.
He's
Sorry.
got Matt Crocker in here, who
Nate his brother?
I think made this hire, because Matt Crocker came from England, who also has
Southampton.
a history from Southampton, right?
Yes.
Also has a history of American soccer and a little bit of coaching over here.
Yes.
And now he's been appointed as the sporting director for U.S. Soccer. I think he's the one who made this hire, and I applaud the man.
Yeah.
I think it's a phenomenal hire.
Yes.
I think this hire may put U.S. women's soccer back on the map after their utterly atrocious World Cup showing in Australia and New Zealand, failing out at the round of 16. I think this hire could put them back in the map. So well done.
And why couldn't the men done this?
Well, I can't tell you, my friend. Matt Crocker obviously feels that Double G, Greg Berhalter, is the man to take them forward.
No, it's the conspiracy theory where I told you, like they had to let him go, then they had to interview people, and then he was always going to get the job. So
You think?
Maybe when Berhalter gets fired, they'll bring in Henry.
yeah, he fixed all the problems.
Yeah, there you go.
Henry's not from Southampton. Or is he? Is there a Southampton friend?
I don't know. He was born French, but Brooks thinks that people can switch countries, so maybe he's English.
Can he switch to Southampton?
That's in England.
And
thought it was maybe in the
onwards we
Bronx.
go, boys. Onwards we go. I did have a graphic up here I wanted to show. This is the some of the U.S. players that have done very well over the
Well,
weekend.
P-Falk doesn't count. He'll never be invited back.
I don't know. I don't know if he won't be invited back. We'll
We
see.
take Haji right off there.
Yeah, we probably should. Just so everybody's aware, Jordan Pifak, goal and drew a penalty this weekend. Haji Wright, 2 goals for Coventry City. Well done there. Pepe, goal and an assist. Busio, goal. Tillman, goal. Julian Green, yes.
I remember him.
Yeah, you remember him?
Still playing.
Still playing. Goal and assist. Aaron Trusty, first Premier League win with Sheffield United. Zendejas, goal. Kamungo, assist and drew a penalty.
Yeah, FC Dallas, new guy.
Paredes, first Bundesliga goal for Wolfsburg there. Polvara, assist. Johnny Cardoso, assist. Oh, and don't you know, Johnny Cardoso. We have some Johnny Cardoso news. You should be happy about this, Brooks.
I don't like him, so I really don't.
No, you should definitely be happy about this. La
He's going to
Liga
Real
club
Betis.
Real Betis are finalizing a £6 to £8 million offer for U.S. men's national team midfielder Johnny Cardoso. You got to put the inflection in the roll your R's, Cardoso.
I'm more excited about Dante Polvara, who plays at Aberdeen.
Why are you so excited about that young man?
I'm a good player at Georgetown. Left early, went over to play at Aberdeen, just kind of like Ian Harkes did. and he's
Scored a
done
goal
really
the other week in the
He's scoring.
Champions
well.
League.
He's starting a lot.
That's where I thought you were going to go. Scored a goal in the Champions
Yeah,
League.
Champions
Okay.
League, but he's starting a lot.
Yeah, he is. He's getting some minutes.
In that league that Danny thinks is shit.
That's okay.
So, yeah,
I love the fact that he actually was a University of Georgetown player, came through the college
He
system,
was a Sounders kid, too.
and went through a little bit of the MLS, and now is in Champions League.
What league do I think is shit?
Scottish Premier. You remember when Aberdeen won something back when Sir Alex Ferguson did some stuff?
Yeah.
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 Let's just go with that, boys. Let's go with that. All right, I do want to throw some love over to La Liga. We got a lot of people on our show in our group who love La Liga. So we're gonna in a minute. I'll put up the table and we'll show you how fun this is. Osasuna 2, Girona 4, Real Betis 2, Mallorca 0, Celta Vigo 1, Sevilla 1. Called that draw, won some money on it, by the way. Real Sociedad 0, Barcelona 1. Barcelona had to score in the waning minutes to get that. They did not look good. People were saying it looked like they had a El Clasico hangover. Valencia and Granada, apparently I didn't put the score down there. Neither I did with Atletico and Villarreal. I do know that Real Madrid tied Rayo Vallecano today. Alves 1, Almeria 0. Listen, and tomorrow's game, Getafe versus Cadiz. No one's really interested in watching that. But let's put up the La Liga table. Oh, boy. Girona. What are you doing up there? How dare you? How dare you get first in the league? Real Madrid 2, Barcelona 3, and then Atletico Madrid in 4th. Girona, first in the league on 31 points. 10 wins, 1 draw, 1 loss. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me right now?
When have they played?
Doesn't matter. You can only play who's put in front of you, and they've got 1 loss, 1 draw.
Is that where Benitez is?
No. Benitez is actually at Sevilla now. Did he
Rafa?
Rafa, yeah.
Oh, I can vote.
Did he just take over for Sevilla? I believe it is. That or Villarreal. Let's look that up, where he's at. He did just take over recently, I believe. Yeah. So that's interesting. Again, I still think Real Madrid walk away with this season. I think, Danny, if I'm correct, did you have Barcelona winning this year?
Celta Vigo.
You did Celta Vigo.
I had
okay.
Real Madrid winning this year.
You did have, okay. I couldn't remember. I think we were split a little bit in here, or did we all go with Real Madrid?
No, I think he went with Barca.
No.
You went with Madrid?
Yes, sir.
I think it was a clean sweep with Madrid for
was it
all of us.
Madrid?
Yeah.
Okay.
Clean sweep, Madrid with a clean sweep. Yeah, there you go. That's what happens.
So when did the La Liga season start? Was it August 12th? 12th?
Something like that, yeah.
I mean, so the Real Sociedad, they drew. They beat Getafe, beat Sevilla, beat Las Palmas, Granada, Mallorca,
Only plays in
Villarreal. Real Madrid beat them 3-0.
You know who's playing on that team, Danny?
Who?
Daily Blind.
On who?
Corona?
Yeah.
They
Get
don't
outta
play.
here.
They don't play Barcelona until
Picked up on a
December
free,
10th.
by the way. I remember this. Say again?
They don't play Barcelona until December 10th.
Okay.
So
All right.
they've
Yeah.
beaten. I mean, they beat the other teams in
Yeah.
the table. So
All right. You know what else is going on right now, guys? The MLS. The MLS playoffs. Yeah, the MLS playoffs. FC Cincinnati have advanced, as did another team or two. Why don't we put that?
Sporting
table up?
KC.
Sporting KC, that's right. They beat the #1 seed in the West.
They did.
My daughter and her friend learned a new term watching the game with me.
Yeah?
Yeah, so we were watching the game, and it went into penalties.
Yes,
right?
it did. Yep.
And,
Crazy penalties.
Matt Miazga hit his, and then did a bunch of gestures over to the fan.
Oh no, yeah.
And
They're former Red Bull fans that he was a Red Bull player.
yeah,
Oopsie.
yeah, and
Shouldn't have done that.
yeah, he got covered for it. And
Good.
and I'm laughing, and Sydney goes, "What's he doing to the fans?" I go, "Oh, Sydney, that's the term called pure shithousery." And right now he is living in all their heads.
And that was a mistake because that could come back to haunt him, right? Could he?
He got a yellow card, so he's got to
out.
sit the next game.
He has to sit the next game.
Yeah,
What an idiot!
because he accumulated 11 yellow cards, right?
What an idiot!
I don't know.
Yeah.
He kind of got in their heads. He got in the goalkeeper's head.
Yeah, but then he picked. Okay, you know what? Okay, all right. Well, we'll just leave it at that.
Let me ask you:
Yeah.
at what point is shithousery too much? Is there a point?
I mean,
Or when it's your team, it's always okay, right?
no, because if it gets you a yellow card and now you have to miss games, now your own fans are like, "What the hell was that?"
I still love it.
And if they lose the next game and could have used him,
They got two. They have 3 to play. So
I
they're
know.
fine.
But if they lose the next one and they could have used him,
When they
I
win
mean,
the
they got
next
3
two.
to play.
So if they lose one, they win one.
No, the next round is single elimination.
Oh, is it?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. So no,
Oops.
Nate, no.
Oh, we're all
absolutely
going to
not.
learn things now.
We're all going to learn things because I
Yes.
don't think a lot of people know how the MLS playoffs work because
Yes.
they've changed. The first round here has been the best of 3. So, yes, you play the same team 3 times in a row for all you European folks. Yes, that's weird. We know. They play the same team. The same teams play against each other 3 times in a row. You have to win 2 of the matches. The team that wins 2 will advance. And then from here on out, it's single elimination.
Correct.
The most bizarre thing in the world. Why did the MLS change this? They just wanted more games so they could have more money? Is this what it is?
Probably for the first round,
Yes.
yeah.
Just more money, right?
All money.
Yeah.
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 Yeah. Okay. Anyway. All right. Let's put up that table. Here we go. Oh my gosh, is it small? MLS, please make better graphics for me.
So LAFC did win, so they advance.
All right. So LAFC advance. And who do we know who they're going to be playing against here? Are they?
So it's the winner of Seattle and Dallas, which that's series is 1-1 right now.
So it looks
Going
like
back to
it looks
Dallas.
like a baseball score there, Seattle and Dallas. But in the final, the first game, Seattle won 2-0,
Yep.
and in the second game of the best of 3 series, Dallas won 3-1.
Yep.
And now the team that wins the third game will go on and face LAFC.
Yes.
Okay. And then at the top, SKC and San Jose had a play-in. SKC won on penalty kicks, as we see,
Yep.
and they went on and beat the #1 ranked St. Louis. St.
St. Louis City SC.
St. Louis City, excuse me, yes,
Yes.
by 2 games. So they move on. And
They're going to play the winner of Houston and RSL,
RSL.
which Houston won the first one. So, yeah.
all right. And then the other wild card, yes, wild card, we've got Red Bull who beat Charlotte 5-2. They move on. FC Cincinnati easily disposed of New York Red Bull as they move on. And we'll face the winner of the series. This is so bizarre.
Philly and New England.
Yeah, it just seems weird to say series. So there we go. This is how it works. And as you can see, they don't even have a date for me on the final MLS Cup match.
I know.
We in
Oh, here, I can. Here.
got to be in December sometime, right?
Yeah.
December. We're gonna be playing the final in December. Now the final is that's just a 1 game, obviously. Do you know where that's gonna be played at yet?
No, the final is always played at the higher seed. Yeah. It used to be neutral a long, long time ago, but
That's
now
where I'm getting
it's
that from.
now it's
Yeah.
the higher seed.
Well, hopefully the higher seed is somewhere warm. Not like Cincinnati or Columbus, because that would be cold, and I don't like.
Do you remember when they played in Toronto a couple of years
that's
straight?
just silly.
Oh, it was awful.
Well, it won't be Columbus because they're the higher seed of nothing.
Higher seed of nothing?
Right, Luke?
Well, if it's SKC who come through, wait. No, I don't. Okay. Anyway, onwards. Brooks, did you want to talk any more about the MLS there, my friend? It's I don't like the new playoff format. I got to be honest.
I think it's interesting to have the 3-game series. Is it too American? Yeah, like
It is.
I personally like last year where they just did every game just like NCAA tournament style, single game elimination.
Yeah.
You know,
Like every other tournament in the world, right?
correct. I'm not a fan of the legs home and away and the goals and the away goals counting. Like I don't like that. I rather just do single elimination. You got to win the game to advance.
But overall, you like the new series format.
I think it's intriguing. At least the first round. If they did it for the next 2 rounds, it makes no sense to me.
There's a lot of games there.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, Nate, what do you think of the new playoff format?
I like it.
Yeah.
I like the home and away.
Yeah.
And goal differential because if you're I like the Champions League format up until the final. I think it works very well. I'm actually pissed that the Champions League took away the home and away goals, the aggregates.
Yeah. Danny, same.
I'm same with Nate.
Yeah, the same.
So,
The home and away leg,
Yeah.
the home and away leg with the aggregate goals in the Champions League old format before they changed it last year was brilliant. It was really brilliant. It made it more exciting for an away team to go away and get an away goal, and then if the return leg was let's say a 1-0 win to an away team, the return leg at home was boss. Because you knew that, like, if you got a goal, you were 2-0, in a sense, and it was way better. This is just monetized.
It really is. I think that's it. It's
I
just
think they should
monetized.
reduce the amount of teams that also are in the playoffs.
So it's not 8 of 15 that make the playoffs.
Yeah, I'd honestly put like back to 7.
Yep.
I would even go lower than that, right?
6.
6.
5.
That means the league. That means it
Quite
makes
happy
the
with
season a lot more important then.
Yes.
Mhm.
Yes.
Yeah.
You mean like the Premiership, where the Premiership champion is the one who finishes with the most points, right? Like,
Yeah.
I mean, it just makes it more important because the regular season, we're all paying to go watch these games in a regular season, and it's like, they just lost a game. It doesn't really matter. Whereas you can see in England, loss means
really,
a lot.
there's 2 conferences, right?
Yeah,
East and West.
East and
yeah.
West.
So if you do 6 teams, that's 12 that make it from each
Why
Yeah.
not? I mean, why not get a little bit more simple and just put more emphasis on the fact that you've got an East and a West conference, and the 2 winners of those conferences play for the championship.
You could.
I don't know. Yeah, you know what? Let's Brooks, get Don Garber on the phone. Let's.
I like
let's
the word playoff. That's why, Danny.
Let's get him on the phone. We'll explain it.
Yeah, because it's an American thing, isn't it?
You can't have a final without a playoff. You need a playoff to have a final.
Talk about playoffs here.
Playoffs!
Playoffs.
Yeah, we all know where that comes from.
Right.
All right, boys. We're gonna move on a little bit here. I got some interesting news. I think
Bad jokes?
No.
Ah.
I think we've all heard that Australia and New Zealand, I think it was just actually Australia, pulled out of the running for the 2034 World Cup. So there's only one country left.
That's because Australia doesn't exist.
Do we think that Saudi Arabia paid off Australia and New Zealand?
Yes.
Either that, or
Australia doesn't exist.
that's your theory. You
Yeah,
can go with that.
I'm sorry. You ever been there?
I haven't actually. It's
Have
one of the
you ever
places
been there,
I would love
Brooks?
to go to.
No, my
Have
sister's
you ever been there?
My sister's been there.
Likely story. She landed in Arizona.
So okay, all right. But
Okay.
Conspiracy theory, great. So the theory is that one, either Saudi Arabia paid them off, or two, I think that Australia just went, it's going to cost us so much money for this bid. I don't think it's going to work anyway. We're going to waste all these millions or hundreds of millions of dollars just bidding for this. It's not worth it. We're out. We're done. We're going to lose anyway. And from what I understand, the Women's World Cup down there was a success, but actually Australia kind of figured out that to bring the Men's World Cup, there needs to be some infrastructure changes and new stadiums built because the current stadiums they have aren't big enough. So they would need a second country like New Zealand, and they don't have big enough stadiums. So there are hundreds of millions to billions of dollars that would need to be spent on the infrastructure. So they just said, yeah, actually, we're going to pull back. We're out. So the 2034 World Cup has officially been awarded to Saudi Arabia. So, hey, friends, did you like the Winter World Cup that happened in November last year? Did you like that? Did you enjoy it? I actually didn't mind it when it was happening, but my summer was kind of boring, and I didn't really like the Nations League bullshit that FIFA then put on. So I would prefer my World Cups in the summer. That's just me.
I'm excited for the Euros this coming summer.
Oh, yeah.
No, I'm
I love the Euros.
Yes.
I'm definitely excited
Love
for the
the-
Euros.
in
I think
Germany?
it's sometimes more exciting than the World Cup, me, to be honest with
I
the Euros.
do. I like them. I freaking love them. I think it's as exciting as the World Cup, to be honest.
I think these Euros are going to be probably some of the most successful and most watched ever.
I'm excited for Copa America this summer.
I'm sorry, what?
Copa America's this summer, right?
Yes, I'll
Yes.
believe you.
Yeah.
My mind has been on the Euros.
I know.
I'm just very happy that we have two of the best players in the world who are on the England team right now, Harry Kane, Jude Bellingham. And, I almost forgot another one, Harry Maguire. I do really rate Harry Maguire in the last several weeks, by the way. Do not look at me like that. I like Harry Maguire as the England center back. Anyway.
Just not Calvin Phillips plays, right? Right?
You move him to the Bundesliga, you'll get him rounded
Would that-
out just like these other.
That
two
would be
players
an
you
that
love.
would be
Fair
an
enough.
interesting move.
Fair
Calvin
enough.
Phillips in the Bundesliga?
Yeah, why not?
He's a bit overweight though.
It's where
You'll
it's
get
where-
him lean.
It's where Premier League players go to die.
Really? Is that what Harry
MLS.
Kane's doing right now?
Well, it's where they go to just grow new roots and become a new player.
He developed.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right. Here, boys, I got some other things. Luis Suarez.
Oh boy.
He's gonna take a bite out of the MLS next summer as he comes in
Awesome.
and joins Messi at Inter Miami.
Awesome.
You got the shirt on. There you go.
Yeah.
So it's
The real flamingos are forward Madison.
at
So, yeah.
at some point Inter Miami is gonna have to like order wheelchairs for all these players, right? Like
Barcelona tour.
After they win the MLS Cup and
After they win the MLS Cup.
and you know
I don't know. They all can't make a whole entire season, so you know.
where there's smoke, there's fire. And Xabi Alonso, Iniesta. Apologies, Iniesta is rumored to be on his way.
yeah, they're just gonna get the band back together.
I mean
This
that's
is
what
like
they're doing,
this
right?
is like the Kiss farewell tour.
That's what they're doing here.
Sex Pistols are coming back to Miami.
It's bizarre. Is that not? I mean,
It is
I think
bizarre.
Luis Suarez is 35
Yes.
now. Was still scoring goals actually in the last year or two, but yeah.
See, at the end of the day, right? What harm does it do? It doesn't really do anything. What it does is it makes Inter Miami more globally recognized.
Yeah.
You know, more money in the coffers. You know, for their new stadium and all that sort of stuff. And then in
Yeah.
a couple of years, when they're all geriatrics, you know, needing wheelchairs to get around, then you know,
They're already in Florida.
yeah,
Correct.
They're in the right place.
just
you're
ship
right.
them up to Marco Island, and you're
Yeah,
good.
They
you
got
know?
the villages down there where it's like, that's, you know.
Oh, and today is November 5th, boys, which means nope, it was canceled. Inter Miami were due to fly out to do a tour of China, play 2 or 3
yeah.
games, and then all of a sudden it was canceled. I think it was
Coronavirus
canceled.
back?
No, I think it was unforeseen reasons or something like that.
Yeah.
But I think it was
forget what it was.
Messi was like, no, I'm just, I'm just back from Paris collecting my Ballon d'Or, my 8th Ballon d'Or, deserved Ballon d'Or. This is Messi talking, and he's like, I
Not
don't
Craig.
feel like going to China. So can we cancel that? And they did. They canceled it. Whatever is what it is. Did you guys hear this story? The Arsenal U18s were due to play Brighton this weekend.
Heard that, yeah.
But the team bus accidentally pulled up to Bournemouth Stadium, which is 95 miles away, and 95 miles in England can take several hours
Yeah.
to get to. So game canceled.
How do you do that?
How the hell does that happen in 2023?
I don't know. Just
I mean, listen,
it's funny.
yeah, if you told me this happened
they
in
both start with B, so-
1973, I would say I can understand in 1973 things happening because you have to use the mail. There's phone calls that can happen, but, whatever. Here, we all have a mini computer in our pockets. Where are we due to play today? Yeah, Brighton. Okay, how do I get to Brighton? Oh, yeah, there it is. Yep. All right, let's go.
To be fair, the driver was probably stoned out of his head or
Yeah,
drunk or something like that.
he must have been.
You know.
Could have been.
He must have
Do
been.
you think do you think he's fired?
would
Maybe just a
assume so.
little bit. Yeah. He gone. He gone.
Do you think he's just like, shit, not again?
Yeah.
I lost my Greyhound job.
That's how I lost my Greyhound job.
Test grandpa.
Wheel of randomness?
We could do real randomness if you'd like. Let's do one question. I got two other pieces of information for you. Chicharito is out at LA Galaxy at the end of the season. They both, I think they terminated his contract, and he wanted out. Did his ACL this year, unfortunately for him. So actually feel kind of bad. At this point, he's probably got maybe a year left in his career. 35, I want to say Chicharito is now. But yeah, out at LA Galaxy. And Portland look to be securing the services of a new coach.
Philip Neville?
Phil Neville.
Yeah.
Phil Neville. That's the rumors. Surprise? Is that a good hire, Brooks? The MLS's Portland's Timbers?
I like it. I think it's interesting. They kind of need a coach to play more expansive football. I think that's what the direction the club wants to go in, because it's always been very defensive and counterattacking.
Okay.
And they also kind of need to connect the pyramid between the youth second team and the first team a little more.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I think Phil Neville can do all that.
I'm actually surprised he didn't head back to England and try coaching championship or somewhere in there. I don't know. Just figured his time in the U.S. was done, but apparently he really likes the USA, and now he's heading off to Portland.
Yeah.
So, all right, we got a couple of minutes left here. We are going to do Wheel of Randomness. Before we jump into that, I do want to say a big thank you to our partners, Soccer World, Next Level Training, Dog and Pony Show Brewing, the Michigan Jags. Oh, hey, guys, do you know who I saw the other day?
Me,
Yeah, I saw you, but you know who else I saw the other day?
Danny.
Yep. Miss Chloe Ricketts.
Oh, yeah.
Miss Chloe's back in town. Got to talk to her for about a minute before I had to run out and pick up one of my kids. She is training like a beast again with Next Level Training. My daughter was in awe when she saw Chloe. So good to see Chloe back in town training again with Next Level Training. So yeah, just figured I'd mention that. All right, Brooks. It's your time to shine, my friend.
Oh, boy.
Let's do it. Here's what we're going to do, though. When it lands, we're just going to quickly go quick fire answers, no thinking, just go. All right, spin it. Let's go. Wheel of Randomness.
All right.
What do we got there?
If we started our own soccer club, what positions would we all have within the club?
Oh, that's easy. Do you guys want to go first or you want me to go?
Is the club going to be good?
Well,
Yes.
yes. Well, you hope to be good, right? You hope to be good. Are you going to go, Nate? You want to go?
Yeah, I'll be left out.
You left out. All right, well, where's everybody else going to play, right?
Oh,
Any position within the club. Could be
Wait.
player, whatever.
Is it just us we're talking, Brooks? Or
Yeah,
is
it's
it
just the four of us.
so, yeah, but do I have to tell you where everybody in this...
I thought it was
Sure, go ahead. We can do it that way.
or is it... What was the question? Just like where would we all...
Or you see yourself.
Oh, so you're left out. Okay.
Oh, no, I thought you meant on the field.
No, anywhere in the club.
Oh, okay. Now I'm going to change all my answers.
Yep.
All right. Danny obviously is going to be the coach. Brooks is going to actually be the scouting department. You're going to be the owner.
I don't like that answer.
You're going to be the owner. Shut up. And I'm going to be a little thing called the technical director, which I've heard is very important.
It's kind of important. Yeah, it's kind of important.
So I answer to you.
I like how you start your club off with a technical director, so you don't have to do it later on. All right. Any different answers? Or are we going to go, Danny, you same answers? Are you going to change that up?
Craig's going to be the forwards coach.
No, but okay. All
Forwards
right.
coach.
Yep.
Brooks can be the kit man.
You know what? You know what? Don't do it because he'll make us wear lacrosse uniforms.
I'll be the general manager. And
Assistant to the general manager. Assistant to the general manager.
Nate can be my secretary.
Hell yeah!
Brooks, what you got?
Danny, you're the trainer. Nate, coach.
Nice.
And Craig,
Yeah.
you shall be, strength and conditioning coach.
God, wow.
Wow.
That is
Yes.
not where I would
This is
put
going to
me.
be the most unfit team in the world.
This team is effed, Brooks. All right, I'm trumping all of you.
Wait on,
Nate,
and I'm
what?
I'm the GM.
We
So,
figured
yeah.
that.
Yeah.
We figured you were the GM. All right, I'm trumping everybody here. All right, Danny, you're the coach. Nate, you're the weights and training guy.
I respect
Brooks,
that.
Brooks, you can be the water boy and scouting department.
All right.
I'm gonna be our striker.
Do I get more than 18 months?
No, I'm signing you to a 12-month contract.
I'll-
And if we don't play football that I think is attractive and gets the forward the ball often enough, you're out. Yeah. Listen, this passing the ball in the back garbage, no. There's a forward up here for a reason, standing, waiting for the ball.
You'll be fired.
Do you hear that? Standing.
You'll be fired. Yeah, you'll be fired in 18 minutes. The team will be banned for substance abuse due to steroids. Craig will be standing out there, and Brooks will be like, "Dear God, how'd I ruin my career?"
Are we gonna play 4-4-2 in your?
You bet your ass.
Absolutely, because if we don't, the coach is fired. All right. Thanks, ladies and gentlemen, for watching. We appreciate it. Listen, do us a huge favor. Give us a follow on all the social channels. We appreciate it. Leave us some comments below. Let us know what you thought of the show. Do us another huge favor. Give Soccer World, Next Level Training, Dog and Pony Show Brewing, and the Michigan Jags a follow on all their socials. And we appreciate everybody, what you've done. If you're listening on a podcast, one more favor. Give us a 5-star review. It means a lot. For me and the boys, we'll see you next